Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Trixie the Golden Witch's old podcast. No, actually, it's early internet memories with my friends, who I will now list in the order that I see their avatars on my screen, including Brody.
That's me.
Brody, whose YouTube channel is linked in the description, as always.
Your
Chainsaw Man video popping off. Krona's with me.
Hi, it's me. Fuck you.
I guess now that we've done the introduction, you know what? If you don't know who we are, go listen to the introductory podcasts. We're all in the first 2 episodes, and if you haven't heard those, you're not really qualified to listen to the rest of the podcast yet, so you might want to go past the qualification check, all right? We have famous YouTube and Twitch streamer PetraCore with us.
I'm nooming the fuck out right now.
Oh my god, that's...
That's like 7 years into the internet
right?
for me.
Seriously?
Sarah Louise.
What?
We've got Sarah Louise with us.
Say again, I wasn't listening.
It's you. I'm introducing you. She's
What?
talking about the Numa Nuba dance, but forget about that. It's you. What's going on? You're here. You're Sarah Louise.
I know. The word on the street.
And we also have Zerakiel.
What up?
What up? I am
What up,
excited to
indeed.
talk about our internet histories together. This is about our earliest memories on the internet. I'm going to say probably each of us will talk about like the first 10 years maybe that we remember online. That sounds like early,
Oh,
right?
Jesus.
Unless some of you only have 10 years, in which case you might have to cut it off a little earlier than that. But so how I want to start this is do a round robin of each of us. I'll call you out each by name, but I want you to declare what year was your first internet memory, or at least, if you can't remember the exact year, when do you think it was? So, Brody, when do you think was your first year on the internet?
Oh, holy shit. 2000? Possibly?
Okay.
If I had maybe
That sounds
1999,
respectable.
2000, yeah.
Before some of the people on this, not on this podcast, but before some of the people were born who have been on this
For real.
podcast.
Okie dokie,
Krona,
boomer.
what was your first year on the internet?
I don't know, probably like 2005-ish something. I don't know. I don't know exactly when I started using the internet. It was probably close like 2006. Before that, I just remember asking my mom to do things on the computer for me because I was not.
Oh, interesting.
I was not a capable keyboard warrior, but I did play CD-ROM games on my mom's PC when I was a baby.
Fucking
Oh,
love
you
those.
reminded me about CD-ROM
Yeah.
games. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I didn't play a lot of those. We're not really going to get into that because it doesn't quite count as the internet, but it is
No.
definitely adjacent. That could probably be its own video, actually, its
No.
own podcast.
No,
Now
it's
that I
my-
think about it.
It's actually my intellectual property because I called dibs on making a YouTube video about it.
Oh, okay.
Too bad.
Cool. Subscribe to Gigadunk so you can see that when it comes out in 10 years.
Yeah,
okay.
subscribe or else.
PetraCore, what was the first year you remember being online?
So, interestingly enough, my dad was super into tech, like his whole life, and was kind of ahead of the game. So I had a computer in my room since I was like 18 months old. I
That's
didn't
baby.
really use the internet probably till
As an
like
18-month-old?
2003.
It's an 18
Yeah.
month old.
I was like, goo goo gaga, show me boobies, I want milk.
That is getting sound clipped right onto the soundboard.
Right? For real?
Goo goo gaga porn.com.
Yeah. But yeah, probably like 2003, I'd say. 5 or 6, I would like look up like, I want Mario, Mario.com.
I want Mario is something I would have Googled, probably,
That-
as a child.
Where is Mario? Show him to me.
Wow.
Where is
How do I
Mario?
see Mario?
It's like in the first Mission Impossible movie where Tom Cruise is like, all I have to go on is like a guy named Mark, and he goes on the computer and types in mark.com. Only to realize he's
Fucking
looking,
happened.
Really?
he's
That
looking
actually
for a
happened?
book in
That's
the
not
Bible.
real. You're lying. You're
Watch
fucking
Mission
lying.
Impossible, it's awesome. It goes to mark.com. And maybe it wasn't Mark, it could have been like John or something. It was one of the books of the Bible.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Everyone must have their own
Sarah-
website.
Like
Sarah, what was the
1999.
first year you remember being online?
I think it was 2001 or 2. My dad just showed me the family computer and was like, "Here's how you go on the internet. Don't do it."
Oh my god. Classic.
And you know what I fucking did?
That
My Little
explains
Pony.
everything.
I know. That was way before My Little... I mean, it wasn't way
No,
before
My Little Pony
but
was out
way
around
before.
then. It was before Friendship
It
is
was-
Magic.
I mean,
they're like the ugly ponies.
The original
yeah,
stuff
the
was, but no
original
one gave a shit.
goes back to
Yeah.
the 80s.
I gave a
but-
shit. Actually, you know what? I did play with ponies as a little kid, and I loved it. So, I've been building up this persona for a long time.
Zerakiel, what was your first year on the internet, Sarah?
It was probably 2004, maybe 2005. I just know for sure YouTube wasn't around yet because I was like very early adopter of that before it was owned by Google.
Yeah, I think 2006 was the first year that YouTube was like. It might have come out in 2005, but
It
2006 was
was,
the first year
Yeah.
anybody used it.
Well, I
wanna
remember
say.
I had really gotten into looking up stuff on fucking Google Video.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I forgot.
that
about
was the
Google
best
Video.
way to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
And I
on Google
remember when
Video.
like YouTube started coming on the scene, and again, my dad was like, I'm questioning this site. Maybe don't go on it." And I was just like, "Okay, I won't go on it." And I would then, then some of the first like content creators I like followed on Google Video started re-upping their stuff to YouTube, and I was like, "Well, fuck you, Dad."
I also forgot about
I
Google
did
Video,
too.
and that's definitely where I watched AMV Hell 3.
Yeah.
The many times that I watched it on the slowest dial-up connection, where it would be like
used to
for every
take-
5 minutes you could load 30
Yeah.
seconds of
I
video.
used to like get a video ready when I would get off of school and like let it buffer for like 25 minutes so I could watch it.
Man.
Like,
That was me on early YouTube
Yeah.
before they really implemented copyright, but it was only like 10 minutes per video. So I remember like when I watched The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya and like Starship Operators and shit in late 2006, I like had opened up each like every episode, all 3
3-part
parts on different
episodes.
tabs. Yep, left them all to load while I was at school, and then got home and marathoned it.
that's
And then, of course, one of the tabs would always crash, and then I'd have to fucking wait for that tab to reload the
Yep.
whole way and just sit
Yeah.
there pissed off.
Oh my god, I remember the 3-part episodes on YouTube. And like the fan subs
Some of
were
those are still up.
usually so bad.
We used to be so patient.
The Haruhi OP was like so badly compressed that I could not tell what the fuck was going on in certain moments of it.
They were so grady.
So my first year on the internet,
4TP, it is my favorite. Like, it's the only resolution to enjoy anime at, which is
480 is
my
hot.
earliest
biblically accurate anime production.
my earliest memories of using the internet are 1995.
wow. What did you do on
Damn.
1995?
Elderly.
So in 1995, that's why I said this is the Trixie's old podcast.
Yeah.
In
I mean,
1995,
I'm much older than I am.
I know, but I'm gonna feel older than you by the end of this, I'm sure. I am older than you,
Cretaceous
but not by a
period.
lot. Yeah. But anyway, the first thing I remember doing online is using search engine, which I'm sure was either Ask Jeeves or Yahoo,
Yeah.
because those both existed in the mid 90s. Ask Jeeves eventually became ask.com because everything got simplified in the 2000s.
Right.
But Ask Jeeves was like a butler guy. Like he was a butler who you were supposed to be asking about what your query is, and he would give it to you. And that was like the most popular search engine at first. And Yahoo was better known for email. Like most people had a Yahoo email, and Ask Jeeves was the search engine. But Yahoo search eventually got like as popular as Ask Jeeves. So,
Did you know they're bringing back Jeeves as an AI?
oh my
Ew.
god.
Kill him.
Well,
Don't worry, because I just made that
didn't-
up. So
didn't,
don't
uh,
worry about it.
Oh my
I hate
Now it's gonna happen. Now it's gonna happen thanks to you.
you just planted the idea in some Silicon Valley's like fucking goddamn it, Sarah.
It's happening now.
Didn't
Because the way
didn't
you're
America
describing
Online
Ask
have a
Jeeves.
search? They had a search bar too.
It did, and America
They did.
Online was like a whole experience, because that was like,
No, the whole ecosystem.
Yeah, like I didn't have AOL, but the first like time I saw somebody else use the internet, they were using AOL, and it was like I would see somebody log on, and it's you wait for the whole process, and then like it would load in this fucking browser window that everyone who used it had a billion toolbars. Because, like, back then, the meta was, like, if you went on a website, it would immediately ask if you wanted to install a toolbar. And most people would just click through shit back then. Like, they would not read anything. They'd just click through. And then suddenly they have literally so many toolbars that you cannot view the stuff you're trying to look at anymore. And, like, so many old people would just give up on their computer. Like, they would...
fucking ruined...
Yeah,
I ruined a few computers doing that.
I thankfully didn't ruin any computers, but I definitely downloaded a lot of stuff by accident.
I downloaded those stupid smiley things and the like custom cursors too. It looked like a
Oh my
nightmare.
god, I did too. They were fucking awful.
Did you get the one with like the butterflies that would follow
Yeah,
your
of
mouse
course.
around?
Yes,
yeah.
of course.
That was a
I didn't need to go
decimated the
online.
frame
I would
rate.
just play with that, like.
So what I remember searching for in 1995 is that I was a big fan of the cartoon Beast Wars. And so I would just search for Beast Wars and go to the images section and just, all the images like thumbnail, fucking 140p or whatever, like little images. But I would print them. So it would be like the whole page of paper I used for printing, but the image is like this tiny little thumbnail up in the corner, and I'm like, I've got a picture of Inferno from fucking Beast Wars now. And that was all the internet was to me for the first like year or so. It was just printing out.
I was doing
Beast Wars
basically exactly the same thing 10 years later, except I never had internet or a printer in my home. So I would go to the library and pay 25 cents a copy for like tiny ass JPEGs of like the characters from Soul Calibur or some shit.
Were they in color or were they black and white? Because like it was like a library printer.
Depends on how bougie I was feeling that day.
The color was
Because it
35
was like 10
cents.
cents for black and white and like 25 for color.
I say as
So
a little
funny.
kid, I did enjoy printing out pictures of my favorite characters. If like
Oh,
there
I
was
loved
no
wasting ink.
just like well,
I
like
think
I
this
wanted
might
to
be like
specifically
a
to
common autistic experience.
in the middle of my goddamn sentence, you harlot whores.
Sorry,
I'm
sorry,
going to melt this podcast down, and I'm going to turn it into a shirt, and I'm gonna wear that shirt when I kill myself. All right.
Wow.
I was just saying I liked printing out my favorite cartoon characters because I would use the little pieces of paper. I'd cut them out with a scissor and use them as toys because I didn't make toys of all the characters that I liked. And sometimes I would draw them myself with markers. So that's how I learned that playing with pieces of paper is not very fun.
I did have a similar memory of like printing out stuff, and I didn't remember it like until just now. But I would print out just like Nintendo stuff and just put it up in my closet and then like sit in there. I'm like, I have my own little secret club and I have all my cool Nintendo stuff. And I remember very specifically, it was the three most random things. I had a picture of like the level Green Greens from Kirby, like folded into a like mailbox on the outside of my closet.
Whoa.
I had
Oh
a picture
my
of
God.
Mario from Mario Galaxy and the Pokemon Yan Mega, which I don't even really like, but I just had it, I guess. Because it was a good
that's
PNG.
just a
I don't
regular
know.
bug.
What is
Sitting
it
in
with
the
your
middle
Yeah,
of
just
child?
the big bug.
the orb of Mario photos, like Professor Xavier sitting in Cerebro, you're like focusing really hard, absorbing all of the knowledge.
I would sit in there and play like Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. I would just like sit in my closet and like burn up during the summer and just be like, I have my own little club, even though I had like a room that I could have just sat in.
You're telling me that you
Yeah.
didn't score very high on the autism test?
Well,
Petra,
That
what
might be
is it
another
with
episode,
your
but-
childhood and things called green? Like, it seems to
I
be
know,
a
you're
common
obsessed.
oh fuck. Well, that'll come up later, I guess. But I don't know. Like, I used to love green as a color as a kid, so I probably just Googled it a lot.
So
I
the
thought
first,
we
green.
were red-green colorblind.
Googled the color.
I am. Green just kind of looks great.
And green was your favorite? That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Well, I mean,
I don't know why.
Isn't the theory or the like sort of biology behind that like you just kind of see like reds as greenish, so really you just have more green in your life, really.
true.
Like, right?
Yeah, so essentially how it works for me is and this is the best way I can explain color blindness, is imagine, like, you know how sometimes like a blue and a purple can kind of look similar enough to where you're like, I don't know if it's blue or purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's
yeah.
like some reds and greens do that, even though they're on opposite sides of the color wheel. It's like space, time itself has folded in on itself, and somehow a red and the green looks the same to me. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is, but
Yeah.
it looks cool.
Something
Yeah.
to do with wavelengths or something like that. I don't know. All right, so the first actual website I remember that wasn't just me searching for Beast Wars is a website that I would not be surprised if a bunch of you have been on at some point, which is Pokemon.com.
Yep.
Yeah.
Never, actually.
Never
Sarah,
in my
that's why I
entire
said
life.
some of you. The only reason I didn't say
Yeah.
all of you is because I know Sarah has like no Pokemon experience whatsoever.
No,
you don't
I,
care for Pokemon.
For context, this is going to explain a lot of the things I'm going to say about my early childhood, but I had like a deep complex where I did not want to be a child at all. I wanted to be an adult, and like all the things that I liked as a kid were like adult things. And I did not like anything, specifically if it was marketed to like young boys. I hated it. I probably would have liked some of the stuff marketed to girls because whatever, but I wasn't ready to unpack that. So I just kind of I liked looking up pictures of cars that I liked and printing them out.
It's
Putting them
interesting
up on my
because
wall.
in spite of the fact that I was a huge Pokemon fan, I did feel that way about most things. Like if something was
Yeah.
popular, but it wasn't so much because it was popular as because it was popular but not the thing I care about. And so like
Right.
if other people didn't like my thing but they did like this other thing, it made me just hate that other thing, you know.
Absolutely.
Especially in the console war era, when it was Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. But yeah, Pokemon.com, when I was a little kid, it had a Pokédex. It was not as advanced as the ones that would come later. It was basically like a list of all the names. You would click on it and it would load a page that just has that, you know, a picture of the Pokemon and the data. But the pictures of the Pokemon on that website were some of the best looking images online, like in 1997, 8 area, whenever I would, probably 98 when I would have been on Pokemon.com. And as for like the games section of the website, it was like literally a crossword puzzle and like the kind of stuff that would be printed on like a piece of paper at a restaurant for kids, you know, like the little games that they give to children at Ruby Tuesday or In and Out or whatever. Like, so I remember going on and doing that, and then I had wanted to do a project where I would draw every Pokemon using the Pokédex as a reference. And basically any of the ones that were too complicated for me, I would get my mom to draw instead. So, like, I drew Charmander, Charmeleon, it looked fucking horrible. And then I'd get my mom to draw, like, a badass Charizard for me.
That's awesome. That's so cute.
I remember getting...
Yeah, so... Yes.
I was just going to say, I remember doing the same thing, getting, like, my dad to draw pictures of Jack and Daxter characters for me.
Nice.
Oh my god.
My parents didn't do that at
draw?
all. I know, right?
My mom can draw
That-
pretty well, yeah.
My mom just gets frustrated about everything.
Don't get me wrong. She
Same,
gets frustrated
yeah.
while drawing.
Oh yeah,
but
no,
she-
for sure.
But she can't.
No, she
do
would
it.
just.
Yeah.
If I asked my mom to draw something for me, she'd be like, "No, no, I don't do that.
Yeah.
we
That'd be my.
we don't
that'd be
do
mine,
that."
too.
As far as I know, my dad doesn't have an artistic bone in his body, but he copied that Jack and Daxter concept art out of the manual pretty accurately.
He just traced it.
He didn't even trace it. I watched him do it. He just eyeballed it and got it right. It was
He
impressive.
probably
That's pretty
like
cool.
secretly has a past where he drew like a whole lot as a kid, but doesn't talk about it. And then you gave him a
Probably.
chance to like outlet that in his adulthood. My mom actually made cakes out of a significant number of the Pokemon. I'll throw them all up
I
on
know.
screen. I know
I've-
some of you have seen them.
Of course.
I love your mom's cakes.
They're awesome.
Like
We don't have to
weird
get into
parent,
the
cool
foibles.
lady. No, I understand.
We'll just say she's
We don't have
cool and
to,
makes
yeah.
cool cakes.
Yeah, this is the nostalgic podcast. I don't need an asterisk for like, yeah, my dad drew me Jack and Daxter pictures. He's also a piece of shit. He can rot in hell forever.
It's kind of funny how it's only been nostalgia, barely the internet.
Well, and so in the 90s, like, and the reason we had a computer in my house is just simply my parents bought into the marketing of, like, you need to
Yeah.
have a computer. So they
Yeah,
bought
mine did too.
They bought a Windows ME. They bought, an internet connection, but like neither of them learned how to use the internet until like 2009 when they got on Facebook. So the only
so
one in the
funny.
house who was using the
That's so,
computer
yeah.
was me at all. And they both expected me to be a lot better with it than I was. It was the kind of thing where it's like, oh, you're already using computers. You're going to be a computer kid. And it's like, I used it for social purposes only. I did not learn anything about programming or how to build one or any of that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So
It's
Yeah.
definitely the vibe for a long
Why
time.
do parents do that? Because my mom like worked on server computers in the fucking 70s, like punch card machines, and she's like really tech savvy. And she also thought I was gonna be a tech wizard because I grew up with it. Like, are you stupid?
I had adults constantly like they treated me like I was some kind of genius just because I knew how to hook up the Nintendo to a TV set.
I'm glad this is a really common experience. My mom also thought I was fucking like just the most amazing computer whiz, but literally my grandparents knew more than me because they had like computer office jobs, and my mom, like, she never went to college like me, so.
Remember having the conversation with my parents of like, oh, you like video games a lot. Do you think you'd like to make video games someday? And I'm like, no. Have
Oh
you
my
seen?
God, yes.
Have you seen what
God.
people have to do to program shit? Fuck that.
my grandma
Yeah.
apparently took 3 different computer classes in the 90s and learned nothing. She does not know how to
Well-
do fucking anything on a computer.
Most of
Typing
them
one
just
finger
taught
at
you
a
how to
time.
type. Yeah, most of them just taught you how to type without looking at
That
the
makes sense.
at the
Yeah.
keyboard.
Which I can still do.
I can
thank
do
you.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I learned that in school.
I had to
They-
teach myself in college because I sucked so much at it.
The rubber cover that they put on them.
Yeah, that shit pissed me off so much because my hand-eye coordination is dog shit. So that whole cover-up thing just made me like really sad and furious with myself. But I did eventually learn. I actually, oh my god, I'm just remembering. Up until I was like 19, I typed with 2 fingers. Like I
Same.
was literally
No,
with
same thing. Same
each-
thing.
Just my pointer fingers, staring at the keyboard. Like it took me so fucking long to figure out how
Oh
to
my
actually
God.
type like
Yep.
QWERTY style.
You didn't know how to touch type until you were like
In my
properly an
20s.
adult?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I
That's
straight
so
up.
crazy, yeah.
I don't think I really learned how to do it well until like the Skype era when I was because
Wow.
when I became like
You were
internet
talking all
famous.
day.
Yeah, I started talking to people all the time. So, and
You gotta
before
learn
that,
quick.
typing was so slow. Like literally until like 2005, the internet connections were just so bad that there was no necessity
were.
towards typing quickly. Like I wasn't chatting
Right.
with anybody at a rate that necessitated faster typing. But
Asterisk on the internet, there was plenty of things you could do on a computer where you could type lightning fast.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
in my case, I was
There's
just
a lot of
moron,
things you could
'cause,
do
like,
you didn't have to type.
I literally had like the computer classes in middle school and stuff where they had you take the tests to see how fast you could type.
I was good.
I was
fucking
not.
good
I
at
was
it.
slow. I could
I
not.
was
Because
pretty
it's 'cause my
average.
favorite video game, my favorite computer game was Microsoft Word.
I thought you were gonna say type. I thought you were gonna say typing of the dead, and I was gonna be like, yo! But nah, I guess you're not that cool.
No,
Those
it's much
typing
cooler.
games.
Mavis Beacon teaches typing.
fucking
typing
Mavis
games,
Bacon, number muncher.
Like, they don't teach you how
Gee.
you learn how to type, because what they'll do is they just have you teach like ASDF, JKL semicolon, and then they're like, use those words. Now add an F, like, and do an hour adding the letter F. And that's just not
Yeah.
how, at least for me, that's not how it works. You just have to like make up words and type them into Google and just do your best to like memorize the key positions. Like that's how I taught myself. But just like the games, I guess I know it's made for kids, but like it just I don't understand why they thought it would work if you just learn one extra letter on your words at a time for like 2-hour sessions once a week. Like I would just forget it by the time I came back next week.
Yeah.
They should have just had us
Yeah.
type the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog over and over
Right.
and over again.
That's what I was doing. Yeah, that's how I taught myself when I was like 19. Is I would just
Brilliant.
look up Xenoblade or something, and then oh okay cool, I know where the X key is now.
Yep. So all right, beyond the early 90s before any of you were online, there's one more website I have to touch on because I reminded myself of it, which is the Gorillaz website. And
Oh, of
I don't know if
course.
I know Sarah's a Gorillaz fan. I don't know about the rest of you.
Absolutely.
No,
Yeah,
I
I love Gorillaz.
wasn't there.
Mm-mm.
No.
So Gorillaz
I love Gorillaz.
Zara knows Gorillaz. Did you ever go to their website at any point?
No. I
So,
was
like-
not there for like the lore as it happened.
I did. I also had the self-titled CD with all the bonus features on the disc.
Nice. Yeah. So when Gorillaz first came out in like '99, I think, they had these animated music videos, which I thought was just the coolest shit I'd ever fucking seen. Particularly Clint Eastwood was their first song in video, and I was just like blown away by it. And then if you went to Gorillaz.com, it was like this highly interactive website where the idea was that it was supposed to be their home, and it was like this tower called Gorillaz Tower, like a building on a cliff, kind of like Tony Stark's house type shit, right? And like you would click on like the arrows on each side of the screen to go to different rooms in this house, and when you're in that room, kind of like a Homestuck looking room situation, just like a cluttered mess of stuff that represents that character, and then you'd click on stuff and it would take you to like a little game or maybe one of the music videos and just various things. So it was probably like one of the most advanced websites of its time, and yeah, it had like lore and stuff, but the lore wasn't very like explicit. Like later on they would start having like an actual story around their second album, but the first album was mostly just kind of feeling out the characters, again kind of like Homestuck, in the like when you're just meeting one of the characters. And so yeah, it was super fucking interesting, and I remember like in retrospect
30 minutes in the
wondering-
recording, Homestuck mentioned. Okay, good.
in
9/11,
keeping track.
Wait a minute, that's my thing.
in retrospect,
Brody,
I'm
I'm
like,
so sorry. I beat the fuck out of the 9/11 joke in the Part 3 podcast.
I'm
so
realizing,
sorry.
Oh
I'm realizing that the music videos loaded weirdly fast on the Gorillaz website. Like thinking back to how bad internet video was, I remember it not actually being that hard to watch the music videos on there. So that website was just incredible, way ahead of its time. Amazing marketing gimmick from them. And over the years it evolved. I didn't keep up with it though. Like I remember heavily using it in 1999, but by the time of their second album, it was like 5 years between their first and second album. So I was already kind of way deeper into the internet, and it wasn't like as magical to me. I think I had missed a bunch of lore, and I was just like, I'm never going to be able to keep up with this shit. So, but yeah, Sarah, what do you remember about the Gorillaz website? Did you keep up with it more than for like 6 months or?
I remember because like Plastic Beach had a whole like interactive game, and I definitely checked that out because I was still in middle school when Plastic Beach came out. I remember when the Stylo video first came out, and everyone was calling it like the gayest song Gorillaz ever made and stuff because they had like a soul singer on it. I know, Stylo fucking rips.
The song fucks. Also, this would be 2010, so this is like a whole 10 years later. Yeah.
That's not even the gayest song on Plastic Beach.
I don't remember of the Demon Days. I think maybe they just kind of... I don't remember what the Demon Days era site looked like. I know that they're in the lore, like, they abandoned Kong Studios after a while.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to get too deep into
everything's back. No, it's not a Gorillaz pod.
Yeah.
not a Gorillaz podcast.
Is a good idea, though. We should have something like that eventually.
Someday.
Oh, I've been opening up the Internet Archive on like the Wayback Machine on my
I have
second
too.
monitor. Just looking through all this
I
shit.
don't have a second monitor, but I need to get one.
Yeah, it's pretty essential.
I have no idea what the format of this podcast even is. I have like a list open of things I remember in my early internet memories, and I don't know if we're just like going over our lists or like what the fuck we're doing.
I don't know either.
I think we're going through
think
like
we're just
chronologically by like.
I was kind of thinking Brody
era.
would go next, since I'm pretty sure Brody was like the second person to get on the internet.
Oh, is that?
Can't wait to talk about SaveTheTreeOctopus.com.
I don't know.
That would be fun.
Saved to what?
SaveTheTreeOctopus.com. It's great. It's a great website. I wonder if it's still up. It has not changed a day since I saw it in 2004. Never mind, there's a sign in the top right that says Web 2.0 was a mistake. That might not have been there when I was a kid.
A lot of the stuff I played on doesn't really exist anymore.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Have y'all ever seen the YouTube video Piss Song 99? It's one of
No.
my favorite
No.
songs.
Yes. Oh my god. I
Piss
know.
Song 99.
It's an EP.
Piss Song. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's part of an EP. There's like there's a few more Piss songs, and they're all like that.
They're all great.
Piss song 100.
I piss everywhere. I piss here and I piss there.
Oh, I gotta dig deep into the brain pockets for this.
I mostly remember just going on like CartoonNetwork.com and playing the game with the snowmobiles.
I did not put my shit in chronological order. I don't give
I
a
guess we'll
fuck
start
about
there.
Yeah.
Well, the chronology is just what do you remember being first is really just, or what is the earliest thing you remember?
I just wrote all the things that I remember most vividly from childhood. But anything
Yeah, that's basically
from
what
like,
I'm doing.
Yeah, anything from before I was like 13 is fair game, I think.
I just have a super chronological way of thinking. Like, I always remember things in terms of when they happened, basically.
I do too, but only starting in 2016. Everything before 2016 is
Interesting.
fucking mixed up in my brain because I hated my
same.
childhood so
I
much
dump
that
a
I
lot
was
of-
actively trying to forget it. So
I dump a lot of memories.
A big part of it for me is that I moved like almost every year, and so I can always remember what house was I in when this thing happened, and that's how I remember what year it was, basically.
I remember the
Yeah,
house, but I don't remember the year.
My childhood memories are pretty dissociated, like, except for on the computer. Oh, hi, Petra.
Mom, I want my credit card. I want to subscribe to the Piss tier. Please.
Oh, yeah. No, good point, Petra. Did any of you ever irresponsibly use your parents' credit cards online, or were we all good, responsible
Oh
internet?
God, no! Of
course
I
not.
would
No,
have died.
Oh, no.
My dad would have killed me.
I was
Yeah.
the kid who would rather have taken $20 cash than ever touch a credit card. Like, I never used one until I was like 15.
Yeah, my dad would have killed the fuck out of me.
Well, I was also, my parents were convinced that if you used your credit card to buy anything on the internet, that someone would steal your
Yeah.
identity and rape your family to death. So
They're kind of not wrong either. I feel like a lot of identities got stolen on the internet. No, yeah, I was also taught, like, if I was going to use the internet, it was very hardwired into me, like, don't spend any money, don't give anybody your name or any information. Like, I didn't, like, I don't think I made an online purchase till, like, 2010. Like, honestly. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I
for
didn't.
sure.
I didn't until I had my own money.
And then
I
Facebook
remember-
happened, so.
There was a game I really wanted that was already out of print, and I begged my parents to let me get it from eBay, and they were like, I don't know about this eBay thing. Which is really funny because I
God,
buy
eBay.
like 20 things from eBay a day now.
Yeah,
So
eBay's
real.
awesome.
I don't think I had ever used eBay until Endless Jess convinced me to, because he was like, that's where you get all the
eBay
posters.
kicks ass.
eBay is where you
eBay
go.
kicks ass.
eBay's awesome,
It's
yeah.
the only
eBay's
place on
the
earth
shit.
where you can get Mario games at a decent price.
It scares me to be reliant on, like, one person to be normal and follow the rules.
Because I remember being like a kid and like, you know, I'd buy like games and Pokemon cards or whatever because my dad taught me what eBay was. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And so I'd browse it, and if I wanted to buy something, I would just like run up to him during an auction and be like, Dad, I want this thing. I want this thing. And he'd be like frying squash or something like in the pan downstairs. And he'd be like, no, I'll come up in a second. I'm like, there's only 3 minutes for my Pokemon cards. And so what was
Oh,
funny
jeez.
is based on where the computer was, it was on the exact opposite side of the house. So it was upstairs. So you had to walk across the entire house on the first floor from the kitchen, up the stairs, walk across the entire house again to get to the family computer. So I would run all the way down the stairs and be like, there's 2 minutes left, my Pokemon cards.
Oh my god.
It'd be like, okay, fine. Like, I'm coming up. Just like, don't worry about it.
That's a good question. Where in the house was y'all's family computer?
The first
Yeah,
one
that's
was in the living room.
Same, yeah.
I actually didn't grow up with a computer in the house. Like,
Yeah.
I only got my first laptop at like 10 years old, and then I had it for like 2 years before it broke. So mostly I used the internet at the library or my grandparents' house.
Yeah. And then when my parents built their new house, it was I had one in my bedroom.
remember when I was little, my mom kept the computer, because it was hers. She kept it in like the sunroom, like the new additional room that had been built onto the house. And then for Christmas one year, she got a laptop computer, which made her so fucking happy she cried. And then she let me keep her old desktop in my room to play all my CD-ROM games.
Aw.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had an office room for it at first, and then my grandma came to live with us, and then it moved from the office room into the kitchen. But she would also let me play on her computer a lot. Not usually the internet, mostly mahjong. Mahjong fucks. So
It's true.
I was using the family computer up until 2003 when my parents bought me a computer for my birthday, and then not within like 6 months, my older cousin downloaded a bunch of shit off of LimeWire and completely fucked its ability to connect to the internet.
Ooh.
And I didn't know how to fix it, and my parents didn't know how to fix it, so that computer just became the what I write sad poetry on machine and listened to the downloaded music my cousin had. And so I went back to using my mom's, which that from that point on kind of was in its own room, so I would usually just be in the room with the computer up until they bought Victor a Mac in like 2006, and he basically never
Vic's
used
a Mac
it.
boy?
He almost never used it. So I just I would go into his room and use it when he was at school, because I was in high school, he was in middle school, so it was like a couple hours difference. And I would go watch anime on his Mac. And then at some point in 2007, I convinced Vic that we should turn my room into like the media room and just bring all of our stuff into my room, and we'd have all the media there. And so he brought his computer into my room, and it just became mine.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
That's such an oldest sibling thing to do, and I would have done the same
Social
fucking thing.
engineering.
God. It's like my brother appropriating my CD player and my Wii and breaking both of them. God damn it.
I'm
You
the
really
oldest,
were
so-
a master manipulator.
So, did anyone here spend a lot of time on Newgrounds?
I wish.
Yeah.
So,
Albino Black. I did
little
Albino
bit.
Black Sheep.
I just,
I'm
I
going to
have
get
a-
into Albino Black Sheep, and I'm only going to say about Newgrounds that I knew lots of kids as early as like 2003 or 4, like, because when I was in middle school was when other kids started using the internet other than just me, and like Newgrounds was the biggest one, but all I ever heard about it was penis. Like everything on there had penis in it, and I was terrified at the idea of seeing a penis, so I completely avoided it.
You were way more likely to find like horrific violence than you were a penis. But I did see my first pair of tits on Newgrounds when it was like
Fuck
a
yeah, me
cheat
too.
Dragon Ball dress-up game or something.
I just found that on the internet.
Does anyone want to guess how I saw my first pair of tits? What I did on the computer to get there?
Typed tits into search.
Close. I went to boobs.com, motherfucker.
Oh, hell yeah.
God.
So,
The official.
Exactly. Only straight from the source.
I do have a Newgrounds story real quick before we move on, because it was a similar thing. Like, it did get, I think, banned in my house. I might have just self-banned it, though. I was, I had watched, like, some Super Mario Bros. Z on the Newgrounds site.
Nice.
Oh, hell
And
yeah.
so I was like, whoa, this site's so cool. And I brought over like my Christian neighbors over, and we were all around the family computer. And I was like, I'm going to look up Mario animations. And there was one that was like just about Daisy being annoying. And she'd just go, hi, I'm Daisy. Hi, I'm Daisy. And then so at one point they just started animating the boobs jiggling a lot. And I'm like, why are we, what is this? This is more adult than what I'm used to. And then I think Mario was like, shut the fuck up or something. And I'm like, well, all right. Now I'm not allowed on Newgrounds because I had all the neighbors around the family computer watching like edgy Mario shit. And then I was a YouTube girl from there on.
Oh my god.
That reminds me, one time at a Christmas party, do you guys remember the like, yeah, because it was mentioned on a previous episode, the Shoop de Whoop Fire
Yes.
in My Laser memes.
Yes! Oh,
Oh
those
my
are
God,
collection.
yes.
Fucking love those. Yay.
In like the second or third one, there was a bit where it was a pregnant lady and the laser comes out of her pussy. And I was
Yep,
watching
I remember
that.
that one.
I was
Yep.
watching that at the family Christmas party, and that was when my grandparents were like, "Hey, you can't watch this show anymore."
I still
kids were
to this
going
day
home without watching
reference.
this.
I still reference Dr. Octagonopus, bro.
That's pretty
Doctor,
cool.
what you got up
That's the
pussy?
best.
Blow the
Do you
shit
remember
out
the
of his
like
mic.
plot line that developed
Yes.
where like the I think his name was Randall was like a detective trying to find him, and it was like,
You're my son, Randall. Feel it inside you. You can laser.
I remember thinking that was the craziest fucking shit.
Yeah, the
like,
third
growing
one
While we're
had,
talking
like,
about
a
laser
plot.
collection, I have to tell y'all that I brought it up to my friends in like 2017. We were reminiscing about old internet shit, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that sounds really stupid, but it does remind me of a funny meme video I watched growing up, which was Asdif movie." And I told them, "Bro, that's like literally the same thing but worse." And they were like, "No." And so I sat them down, and we watched every Asdif movie and every laser collection back to back. I think there were like 6 or 7 laser collections in total, some of which I had not seen before. And yeah, but
I've only gotten
There's
up
a
to
ton of
5,
them.
I think.
3 is great. It's classic. Laser Collection 5 though pops the fuck off. At least I think it was 5. But yeah, like those videos got like increasingly complex and funny and awesome to the point of being like some of my favorite videos on the internet, while Asdif movie has stayed exactly the same.
I am a brontosaurus. That's my favorite.
It's fine for what it is, but it's definitely way funnier when you're like 14.
Die, potato.
I was a whole ass adult when I saw those ASDF movies for the
Yeah.
first time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same.
What I do remember from way back in the Newgrounds days, because I think this was on Newgrounds, and I know I never went on there myself, but my older cousin, aforementioned, did. And there was this videos called, I think, Super Beast, and it's just like this red stick figure with Wolverine claws, and like Slipknot would start playing, and he would just murder everything, and it was fucking awesome.
Oh my god.
That sounds about right.
Classic Newgrounds.
I have a whole like I have my list here, my list up of all the things I remember from the internets, and I have like a whole
Yeah.
section about stick figure fighting animations.
Stick figure fighting
Oh,
animations
yes.
fucking rule.
A significant chunk of my memories. Be like 10 years old watching the.
I
the
drew a
fucking-
lot of comics of those. Like,
Yeah.
like I would
Yeah.
subdivide my paper into like 100 tiny squares and draw like the littlest stick figure action scene with like the most elaborate choreography.
I was watching like Madness Combat and playing the Flash games of it and all that shit. There was one.
Oh yeah. I forgot that they got embedded. So go ahead.
This is mostly like for the younger ones of us here, of my age.
The youngins.
Did you get
Hi.
inspired, like, because this was around when the DSi came out for me.
Yes.
I made flip notes of like, fighting
Yes.
things, and like I made my own laser collection as like a 13-year-old.
Yeah, I did all that.
So
I was actually going to bring that up because most of the flip notes I remember seeing used the audio of Asdif movie and just replaced it with like Kirby or something.
Yep.
that's yeah.
Oh my god, the elaborate animation I saw of Shy Guy from Super Mario singing like, "I've got no iPhone."
Oh
Perry
my
Grip
God.
songs.
Oh my goodness.
Perry Grip. Oh.
I think I showed you. I don't know if I've showed you guys this, but there was one flip note in particular, and this does count as internet stuff because you could share flip notes online through your DSi. Flipnote Hatena, everyone knows this. All the cool kids know this. There's that one.
Flipnote
I don't
Hatena
know
was
this.
basically an extension
Way
of
after
the,
my
old
time.
internet.
That one fucking
Yeah.
flip note. That
It
one
fucking nerd
preserved
shit.
fucking flip
like
note.
old animations
Of-
until like 2014 or something like that. It was crazy.
Yes, and there's the one that everybody saw and shared around, the one of the guy with the little stick figure with the sword and the scarf, and he fights dragons and shit, and it's playing
Yeah,
that
yeah, I remember
dorkcore
that
music
one.
in the background, going la 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 la.
Okay, what we have to do is go back, Brody.
Back.
You remember?
Oh my god.
You remember Albino
Back to the
Black Sheep?
Cretaceous period.
Let's talk about
do.
Albino Black
I-
Sheep. What do you
There
remember
was
specifically
a lot
from it?
of. Well, this song comes up in my head all the time, but there's this song where it's like Smurfette is licking Papa Smurf's ass.
Excuse
And
me.
he's like,
Oh.
she's like, Papa Smurf, can I lick your ass? And he's like, yeah, lick my ass, bitch.
No.
It is, that comes up in my head all the time. But there was like the, it's,
That's the part of the early internet I don't fucking miss.
This was a mistake. This was a mistake. We
No,
went to
Albino
Brody
Black
at the
Sheep
wrong
was not
time.
just perverted things. All right, look, there's
it mostly
even though
was.
it's
It mostly was. There was a lot of funny stuff, though.
I avoided all of that. Like, I legitimately until I was like an adult, I was like terrified to see anything like too extreme or adult. But on Albino Black Sheep, despite the name, the song French Erotic Film is not erotic or French. It's just a really funny song that still holds up. I highly recommend everybody listen to French Erotic Film. It's on YouTube now, of course. But
yes.
French Erotic Film fucking kicks ass. And it goes like, French erotic film, an old blue Scott Cordell, a windy shaky driver, doesn't look like the reviver. It's just like a bunch of nonsense.
I
lyrics.
remember I watched the fuck out of End of the World.
Oh, End of the World was so fucking, that's one of my favorite internet videos ever.
And the French are just like, we. It's
Yeah,
so stupid.
Okay, I still quote that all the time.
I have
Because,
baby shows, I have webkins, I have VeggieTales.com.
We have a long way to go before we're done with Albino Black Sheep,
assholes
goddammit.
and peepees.
Yes.
The End of the World.
The Smurf Lost episode. That's what it was called. I'm looking it up right now.
End of the World has a part where he says, okay, have a nap. Then fire the missiles. And I still quote it every time somebody tells me they're tired.
Yeah.
Okay, have a nap. Then fire the missiles. And yeah, that's a classic.
So I only was
This
in
is
that
so
because my cousin so I have two cousins. One of them is my age, and the other one's like 5 or 6 years older than me. So basically, all of my internet doings are byproducts of trying to be like her. And she spent a ton of time on Albino Black Sheep, like with the llama song. Like we watched that so much.
Here's a llama, there's a llama, here's a llama.
The llama, the llama.
Do you remember?
Is Albino Black Sheep like E-Bomb's World? Or
So
like,
I'll get into that, right? So
Newgrounds?
E-Bomb's World it just took everything from Albino Black Sheep and Newgrounds and just scraped it and had a way better
And something
advertising.
awful.
Yeah, it was like like E-Bomb's World was by far the most famous of these websites, but everything on it was plagiarized, basically. And there's a whole Lemon Demon song about this. For those of you who remember Lemon Demon,
Yeah.
Popper Puppet Pals, and I mean it's Neil Cicerega if you know him. I hope.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I hope
I
we're
know
all
that
at
name
least.
better.
I hope we're all a
The
little bit
Ultimate
familiar
Battle
with
of
Lemon
Ultimate
Demon and Neil
Destiny.
Cicerega. The Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny.
Oh, that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, we're all on the same page. Good. I was like, I know you've all seen at least one of this guy's fucking things. He's like internet legend to the absolute core. But yeah, he's been around since the old days, and he has a whole song about how E-Bomb's World sucks and how it's just ripping off everybody else. Carl from Who Are These Podcasts was an ad manager for E-Bomb's World back in the day, and that's why he is so good at advertising. But yeah, they just ripped off stuff from Albino Black Sheep. Albino Black Sheep was amazing. It had 55. It had fucking Gonads and Strife.
Yep. It
You
had
remember
the peanut butter
Gonads and
jelly
Strife?
song.
Let's go! Oh yeah,
The peanut butter
jelly
jelly
and a
song
baseball
from-
bat. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That's
from
the
Albino
first
Black
one I
Sheep.
recognize.
Gonads in the
But
light.
also it was
peanut
by
butter
a
jelly,
real
peanut butter
artist,
jelly with a
so,
baseball back.
So it's
They
50.
technically
I mean,
stole it too.
This site is
I
still
posted
up?
the last episode.
This is what
Yes.
brain rot was back in my day, all right?
Yeah, this is what it was back in the day. Before the YouTube poops and before
YouTube
everything
poops.
else.
Oh my
Where
god,
is that?
Brody,
Oh my
do you
God.
remember?
Albino Black
Do you remember
Sheeps.
YTMND? You're the man now, dog.
Yeah,
Anybody?
probably. If I
So-
see it, I'll probably
Sounds
remember it.
familiar.
Man now, dog.
This wasn't a. It was so. You're the man now, dog was an early like user-generated content website thing where basically it was an easy way that you could create a page that would just have one image. It could be a GIF or a still image, but it would play music over that image, and it was super easy.
Oh,
to
yes,
make.
I remember that.
And so there was just tons and tons of memes. This is like pre-YouTube memes was just, like a full page of just one image and songs playing. And there was one that's like, the one I remember the most is a guy who was ranting about how Pop-Tarts say on them microwave for 3 seconds. And so it's like an audio of him putting a Pop-Tart in the microwave for 3 seconds, and it comes out and it's not hot, and he just like loses his shit, and O Fortuna's playing in the background. That was the first time I heard O Fortuna used in a meme context was in this video.
Back in the day, the memes had to be a full website to even exist.
And
And then there was Trapped in the Drive-Thru too that was on Albino Black Sheep.
Yes.
They had a ton of stuff. Then there's all kinds of like not famous ones that I watch.
Y'all are just listing
But-
like 50 different things I've never fucking heard of, and you're not even explaining what is interesting or funny about it. What in the hell? What
this
in
is-
God's name?
This is
That's
early
how,
internet.
That is
humor where it
literally
was
how I
just
felt
like-
the entire time you were talking about flipnotes just now. I'm like, okay, I don't care
Yeah.
about any of this fucking Zoomer shit. What the fuck are they
The
talking
early
about?
internet stuff used to be a lot of like lol random. Like, and Disney World is totally random.
Okay,
We're
well,
It
not
is
so
like-
Yeah.
different after all.
any of you fucking boomers remember the greatest video on YouTube.com? The greatest video on the entire fucking internet, the one that's called Shoes.
No.
Probably
What are you
not.
talking about?
Oh, shoes. Yes, shoes.
Shoes.
Yes,
Oh,
of
shoes.
Course,
I
know
thought you
that.
said shoes.
Oh my
I
God,
think
shoes.
shoes too. I was
Yeah,
like, no,
I heard the
never
same
of
thing.
Let's
that.
get some shoes. I actually heard that before YouTube. I remember that
Yeah,
being
I
around.
did too.
You know what else I watched before YouTube? The
Cupcake.
Angry Video Game Nerd. That
I
motherfucker has
did
been
not.
around since
Oh my God.
2005 or so when he was on Screw Attack, and like you would just go to his website and the videos were just embedded there. So that's how I first watched him, because he had covered the Ninja Turtles movies, and I remember watching his Ninja Turtles movies reviews and thinking they were fucking hilarious in like 06.
This was a little later, but I remember my biggest thing with Cinemassacre.com was I remember it was like the first time when I was like pining for YouTube to be better, because at the time it was like the beginning of the corporate takeover on YouTube, and Cinemassacre was still around, and so I would just like go on that for a while instead and just be like, God, I wish we could just go back to this.
Yeah, let's make sure that we do no discussion of that guy with the glasses whatsoever. Can we all agree on that?
Yes. No Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
I don't
Doug
even know.
policy.
Oh, that guy.
I
I don't
didn't
even know
watch
who that
any of
is.
that shit till I was like in high school, so I don't think that's worth getting into.
I didn't
Yeah.
watch any of that
Perfect.
shit. That felt like a thing people kept gaslighting me about. Like, no, he's so funny.
People are still gaslighting
But-
about
No,
it.
it's fucking not.
Really?
People are like,
The
"Man,
most
we were too
important
hard on him." No, we
website-
weren't. You're not hard enough. Fucking blows ass.
I need to talk about the
The nos-
Neopet in the room.
Oh
We
yeah.
need to talk
have to
about
talk
Neopets.
We
Do we
literally
have to
are.
talk about
We
Neopets?
are
We
Neopets
have
on
to-
screen right now. That
Yeah.
it deserves to be
Like,
mentioned. We are currently Neopets.
is my internet legacy, and I could do a whole like deep dive into Neopets black market that I was heavily involved in, but that could be for another time.
Oh my god.
I would love that because
I feel like
so,
there's at least a few people that would be on a Neopets only episode.
No, I don't
Neopets-
have anything
Listen,
of substance to add.
I
to
was
Neopets
the
discussion.
godfather
It's
of the Neopets black market. I was so deep in the black market that they were going to try to sue me.
like, fuck.
well,
I
feel
had to
the-
delete my internet profiles.
I feel the need to mention this that like
Is the mob after you?
The
something
Neopets mob, yeah.
something I learned about as an adult when I started talking to lots of girls who grew up on the internet is that girl internet was a different entire
Neopets!
place, and it was mostly
Oh my God.
Neopets. Like
It was
Neopets
beautiful.
was.
Neopets.
I didn't like Neopets, but I liked the girl internet a lot. It was so nice.
What part of girl internet
Neopets
were you
was.
Mostly like anything that had like flash games, I was on it, even if it was for girls. So like Barbie.com was awesome.
Yes.
It
There was
so
a ton
pretty.
of .coms just for like products like Thai Beanie Babies.
Yeah,
Every
of
movie had
course.
one. Every
I miss
movie had
individual
a
websites so much. I don't want to just go to YouTube and see a product. I want to go to your website and you have like a cool game and you can like I can print off like a coloring sheet and like just show me something cool. Like
Yeah,
sell
there
me
were
on it,
so many.
please.
Like every movie that came out, they made their own like fucking website for it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I spent so much time on the Spider-Man 3.
I was just
website
gonna say
before
that.
came
Holy
out.
shit, that was one of the first
my
websites
God.
I spent a substantial amount of time on. That's amazing.
I was so excited for Venom that
yes.
I was just obsessed
And, like,
with this website
can only
and
see
then
Venom for,
never
like,
put anything
2
new
seconds
on
at the very end of the trailer, you'd see like his arm or his face,
Right.
like have it say you go on the website, try to find pictures of it, like Venom's in the movie, what is he? Fuck you! I want to see him. And then he was in the movie for the last like
And then he was
15
barely
minutes,
in
and he
the
fucking
movie,
died,
too.
and I was so pissed.
Brody, I actually want you to
so
just make
terrible.
like a whole ass video on your channel about being in the Neopets black market because I
I know I'm gonna get
That
I'm
was,
gonna
like,
get
a
found.
Huge lore drop. You're just like a story for another time.
My cousin and I always make fun of it because I did a lot of dastardly stuff on Neopets.
everything I hear about the Neopets forum is that like you were either a young girl learning economics somehow or like a child predator was like the only types of people who were on the Neopets
Well, I didn't run
forums.
into that one, but the Neopets
holy
economy. How much time do we have to talk about the Neopets economy?
I want a
no.
mafia-style movie right now, please.
Christ.
Like, shaking down some kids.
We
for their
can't
Neobucks or whatever.
we can't talk about the Neopets black market and buying accounts.
No. Okay, but I just realized there's a couple of 90s things I forgot to bring up that I have to just jet through real quick.
Street
Cheat Code
Sharks.
Central. CheatCodeCentral.com.
GameShark.com.
The Street
I
Wait,
used
Street
that
Sharks
for
had a
GTA.
website? What?
Yeah, they did.
Holy crap.
The Game Boy pack that you could buy, they had a whole ass website that I could never figure out how to
Why?
use. I was a dumbass
Awesome.
as a kid. Because if you wanted to cheat, yeah, a Game Shark.
Okay.
I had an action replay.
Me too.
Cheat
I wish I'd gotten a Game Shark.
Cheat Code Central. I had a Game Shark for the Game Boy Color, and it fucked up my Pokemon Red save, and I'll never forgive it. The Cheat Code Central was like proto GameFAQs, and then GameFAQs was even then was like 1999 that I started using that, and or Game FAQs, if you will. I
was
refer to it as GameFAQs.
Game
I
Facts.
also
No, me
call it
too.
Game Facts.
I was
Because I think of
gonna
like the
bring
car
that up.
facts.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Damn, come to the car facts.
And like Game FAQs, I would literally go on there every single day for more than a decade just to do poll of the day.
I
Like
did
poll of
that
the
for a
day
while.
was like culture to me. It was like my insight into what do gamers think about and stuff. But like, so I was using Game
Millennial gamers.
FAQs for FAQs, and I would print them out like and read them to like my brother or my cousin when they were playing a Zelda game. Like I would have printed out the full Game Facts guide at like 70 pages, one side of the page, of course, because who knows how to be responsible. No, eventually I learned how to print it on both sides. But like in 2001 was when I really became a heavy internet user because of Yu-Gi-Oh forums. Because
Oh,
I
no.
got really into Yu-Gi-Oh. So who said same?
Hi. Yeah. It was like a couple years later, but the first website I remember using ever was the Yu-Gi-Oh custom card forums.
Incredible.
I know for a
I
fact from like my experience in high school that the more involved you get with Yu-Gi-Oh, the stinkier you become. It's like a chronic
That's
illness.
true.
This might be true.
Yeah, I learned to shower after I stopped engaging with
Yeah.
it.
So
This is definitely
Such is nature.
There's a relation.
the reason I got into Yu-Gi-Oh was simply that we moved and we didn't have cable in our new house, and Yu-Gi-Oh was on WB, so it was like the only cool anime that I could watch for a while. And then it had a card game, and I was already a huge Pokemon card game fan, and you know before that a Magic the Gathering fan, so I was like deeply into card games as a kid. And so I got really into Yu-Gi-Oh, and nobody I knew in real life had any interest in it whatsoever. So I started using this Yu-Gi-Oh forum that was just called like Yu-Gi-Oh fans or something like that. And my name was just a string of ones, and I would always forget how many ones, so I kept having to make new accounts every time I got logged out. And then like in 2003 and 4 was when I started branching into like becoming a major forumite. Like basically my whole teen years were spent on forums, like the whole fucking time. 13 to 20, I did nothing but use forums and sit on my computer. And the biggest one for me was Otaku Boards, which obviously is an anime forum, but also Game FAQs forums in like 2004. And with that specifically, it was that I got really into Tales of Symphonia for the GameCube. It was like my favorite game, and so I spent a whole bunch of time talking in the forums for that game. That was how I discovered fanfiction.net and started writing my own pornographic fanfics as somebody who had never actually seen sex. And
many such
Fanfiction
cases. You'd be
mention.
surprised.
and the 8-chapter pornographic fanfic I wrote for Tales of Symphonia got 8,000 views.
Chapters?
It was 8 chapters. It got 8,000 views, and it took me almost a decade to beat that. Like to beat 8,000 views. Like it was not until I was in my My Little Pony career and like did like a big video in that I finally beat 8,000 views on one thing I did online. So for
That's
a very
amazing.
long time,
That is.
my claim to fame was I wrote a decently successful pornographic Tales of Symphonia fanfic, which at some point they swept all of the porn off of fanfiction.net, so it's gone.
They
it
did,
completely
yeah.
lost to history.
They swept a lot of stuff off of fanfiction.net.
Culture is lost.
Fanfiction.net
The West has fallen.
People don't realize how like gatekeepy fanfiction.net was back in the day, because they didn't allow like any reader insert stuff. Like it had to be like very specific stuff that you wrote, and anything else they would just like delete. Fascist.
Isn't that why AO3
Fascism.net.
Fascism.net. Funnily enough, even though my explicitly, like the one that was labeled as like a sex thing was deleted, I believe still up there is one called Meltokyo Slums, which was a story about like the main characters of Tales of Symphonia, like the main female characters being like going through lots of sexual trauma, to put it lightly. Like it was just, I had found out about bad things that can happen to women, and so I was really traumatized by learning about that and wrote some fanfics about it. And those are still available.
There were a lot of rape. Stories. I read a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh rape stories on fanfiction.net.
It was not glamorizing anything in my case. It was like
I wrote a tiny amount of Yu-Gi-Oh fan fiction, but nothing like that.
You said rape instead of SA. This is so upsetting to me that I'm going to Kermit suicide.
How dare you? But so
no, we're gonna get
speaking of fanfiction.net, I was heavily into reading fanfiction as a kid. Like I said, either my internet fingers were because of my cousin or from Neopets. People would talk about things on Neopets, because most of the Neopets crowd was like 20 plus year olds, so they would talk about all this stuff. So I read a lot of fan fiction, a lot of yaoi fan fiction too. That's where it all started. But then I realized I really liked, I got a crush on Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Fuck yeah.
And I was like,
good taste.
I want to be with Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho. So I started getting into reader inserts, and there was none on fanfiction.net. So I would go to sites like, it wasn't like LiveJournal or luminescence.net, which doesn't exist anymore. They had all of the reader insert fanfictions there for a bunch of anime and stuff. And
I forgot about LiveJournal. I had one of those, but I only ever posted to it 3 times, I think.
Yeah, my cousin had one of those that was, she LARPed as a Celtic, like a Celtic goddess all the time, even though there's no Irish in our lineage, even on her dad's side. So her Neopets account was Celtic Girl 420 or something. And so yeah, LiveJournal was a place to read it. There was Tumblr too, or Stumble Upon was a big one also, that you could go and read the reader insert ones, and they were all really shitty too. They were not good. But fanfiction.net was a big part of my childhood, and it led me to a lot of not for work doujin sites. Nice. Where I found a lot of Naruto yaoi.
Ooh. Fuck
yeah. I think the first doujin I ever read was actually a Dragon Quest character.
Yeah.
Nice.
The twins with purple hair and a darker skin tone. I don't know their names.
Mina and Maya from Dragon Quest 4. Oh my god.
Yes.
They're so hot. You're so cool for that.
I read a lot of Itachi Sasuke yaoi. I'm not proud of it, but
I'm seeing the entire year of 2004 and 2005 play through my mind right now, and I'm haunted.
What a nightmare.
Yeah.
Y'all posted porn and shit on fanfiction. DeviantArt was my stomping ground. That's where all the
I went on DeviantArt all the time too. That's where I found the most of my furry porn.
All the MS Paint art of Naruto inflating like a balloon and Sasuke in a diaper. That's where it's at, baby.
Oh my god.
No, DeviantArt was where you got the furry porn.
You just unlocked a memory for me, which is my first exposure to yaoi was also Naruto yaoi, and it was on DeviantArt.
Fuck yeah.
I actually did post
Naruto was so...
I posted some of my porn literatures on DeviantArt, but it's all gone now because I was underage when I wrote it. The characters were also underage, and DeviantArt didn't like that, so they deleted my old account.
I feel Naruto was the birthing place of the modern Fujoshi movement.
Yeah,
that's
Naruto
my theory.
Birthing.
True.
Yeah, literally. But fanfiction.net was where I spent a lot of my time. And then I went over to the reader insert stuff because I wanted to be with Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho really badly.
So like
I would cry myself to sleep at night, not because I couldn't have him.
In like 2002-3, there was this website called, I mean, it's probably still up, but it's called theotaku.com. And basically it was just live journals specifically for anime fans. And a big thing on there was the quizzes, the personality quizzes or which anime character are you quizzes type
Oh
thing.
my god, I remember those.
I loved those so much.
I have to go to the bathroom, but I want you to talk about quizzes you remember, if any.
I like making my friends do terrible
I mean-
quizzes on purpose. I try to find the most esoteric, stupidest
I used to
ones.
take
Be like
so
which
many quizzes.
which shoe are you quiz? And my friend was very upset when he got Crocs. Crocs.
I took a lot of anime character ones.
At least it wasn't on head. Could have been worse.
She won head. Oh,
True.
no.
Yeah.
Boo. Politics.
I made a few quizzes back in the
9/11.
day.
Damn.
I don't remember even on what site. I found a site where you could make them, and I made a bunch of them. They were mostly music based. I remember, like, one was like, "What Green Day song are you?" And I just picked like 5 of their like big hit songs, and then just I don't even remember what any of the questions were because I feel like the problem with all those quizzes is always like, if they're too obvious.
Yeah.
But I definitely wouldn't have
Yeah.
done something too obvious. So it's like, what did I think makes you a basket case over an American Idiot? I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people would post their quiz results on like Neopets, like the picture of it, and then I'd go and find it. A lot of my early childhood is Neopets.
I don't have anything substantial to say about Neopets because I engage with it in the most passive, autistic way of just being like, goo goo gaga, I'm a dumb baby. I look at the Neopets and they're cute. Kachik is my favorite. I want a plushie of Kachik. I don't give a fuck about any other Neopet. They can all go die.
So like
Kachik
every
is
other Neopet user.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked Bruce. That was about it. The penguin.
Yeah.
But the primary way I engaged with Neopets was analog. I didn't engage with the website. I engaged via McDonald's toy.
Oh my
real.
god,
So
Neopets
real,
had
though.
so much merch.
That's
I
so
know.
much of my childhood.
Had a couple of
I
the
just
toys.
remember getting them. It's like, these are the cutest little toys. And they came in multiple colors of the same animal. So I was like, oh shit.
I
remember
remember
those.
on Neopets I was very heavy in the guild scene, which is how I got into Neopets Black Market. And
So funny to me still.
When I was a kid, I was
So,
upset to discover
I had
the different colored ones, but as an adult, I like the yellow Kachik best. Blue is a bitch color.
I had a
I love
totally
all- I love
unlocked
them.
a more recent memory, but I had a friend who lived with us for a while who had like 100 of those plushies, and our cats loved them. They would
How
always
many
steal
Happy
them.
Meals did that kid get? Or did they just
I
like
think-
buy them on the secondhand market, I guess?
I think she bought a bunch of them. I think she got a lot of them just from like going to like because I think like a reasonably like wealthy American family probably goes to fast food like a fair amount. So I think it probably wouldn't have taken
like
them
twice
that
a week.
long.
I
to-
feel like it was more. You were more likely back in like the early 2000s to like get McDonald's for dinner. It's not really
Yeah.
a thing that families do
Well, no,
anymore.
because McDonald's is like $400 now.
yeah,
Like,
it's easier just to
Yeah.
go to like Applebee's and it's the same price.
the Big Mac
but-
is like $15 for the combo, and it's like
I
that is
remember
not
the
fucking worth it.
my first
Yeah.
ever putting my face on the internet was Neopets. So all my guild friends, I was like 11 at the time. They all posted pictures of themselves like on their pet pages. So I remember I took a picture of, I had 2 dogs next to me, and it was one of those it wasn't a Polaroid, but it was like the printout picture, and I scanned it and put it on a pet page. And I was like, this is me, I'm 11 years old. And it was so fucking weird.
So on that website, the Otaku I mentioned, they also had a MIDI player because in 2003 it was really hard to get full songs on the internet,
Yes,
but
of
MIDIs.
course.
Oh my
they
god,
load
the
super
clip
easy.
sets. I remember those.
Yes. I love the shitty basic MIDI sounds. They're so great.
They had like a playlist on the Otaku of like all the the really popular anime that had MIDI like versions of the songs would be on there. So like I would listen to the Rurouni Kenshin Heart of Sword opening like over and over in MIDI while like learning the lyrics. Like I'd have animelyrics.com also goes all the way back to 2003, and it looks exactly the same today as it did back then almost. But
man.
I'd open that up and sing over the MIDIs to myself to learn all the
That's
anime
awesome.
songs.
That was fun, yeah. I liked learning the lyrics to anime songs. That was a good time.
And so part of the otaku.com, like I didn't use that website a lot, but they had a forum called Otaku Boards, and Otaku Boards was my first like home on the internet where like this was what I started doing with all of my time. And in like 2003 to 5, it was fairly poppin' with like, you know, people who were watching all the Adult Swim shows and talking about them on there. But after that, it really slowed down, and most of the people on there who were still left were like college students and like much older than me, but weirdly great writers. Like a big part of why I became a, you know, better, or started aspiring to be a better writer, because I was fucking terrible when I was like 15, 16. You can go read my writing on my old anime blog. It fucking sucks. But everyone on there was so good that I would try to copy them, and like I wanted to fit in, and like I was treated like shit on the internet because I was so much younger than everybody, and I was annoying. I was like very angry and entitled, and just like, you know, I acted like a fucking like the worst version of a 15-year-old on the internet. So, you know, like my desire to be accepted by these older people was like a big part of what drove me to get better and start my own blog. And I also was like really into writing reviews at this time, because I would always read the reviews in like Nintendo Power magazine and Game Informer.
Oh my god,
and
Nintendo
all that kind of
Power.
shit.
Oh god, yeah, Game Informer and IGN was where I got my start getting obsessed with
shit,
reviews and review scores.
I really got to put a on the fucking board. We got to add one of the podcasts has to be old magazines.
Oh my god, I had every Nintendo Power.
Yeah, I did for a couple of years. But yeah, so I started writing my own reviews initially like on paper, you know, like trying to make my own magazines. And then I wrote some stuff for the Otaku, and eventually I wrote a bunch of reviews on Game FAQs, which are still up. If you look for Metal Sonic 700, that was my brother's account that I had made for him and then took over, basically. Victor, of course. So if you look for Metal Sonic 700, I probably have like 20 reviews that are still up. And generally, my reviews, even when I was like 14, were better than anyone else's on Game FAQs. Most of them were fucking awful. And I would get, you know, decent praise for them, so it encouraged me to keep doing it. There's a website called RP Gamer. That's an RPG website that just reviews RPGs. And I got third place in like a contest for like who could write the best review when I was like 14. But I did not know how to get them my address to get the prize for it or whatever. I was supposed to win, like, I don't know, a gift card, and never got it. But so getting into writing reviews got me more heavily on the internet. And then I made a GeoCities, which GeoCities was like basically like a web, just a page, but you could have like, you could have links on the side of the page to other pages. And so if you made multiple GeoCities, you could link them together and make it more like a website. But what I did was I also had this thing called Free Webs, which was similarly like you could actually make multiple pages on Free Webs, but basically I had a GeoCities that linked to 4 different Free Webs pages. And this was how Digital Boy Reviews, which has been my email since 2006, now it's Golden Witch Fire, but like I used Digital Boy Reviews forever. And it started as a GeoCities page that linked to 4 different free websites, which were a music review site, an anime review site, a book review site, and a mysterious 4th thing I don't remember, because I never used it. But I wrote like a few book reviews, a bunch of album reviews, and all this stuff on there in 2006. And that was before I discovered WordPress, because like all of the people on, besides Otaku Boards, there was another forum I was heavily involved on, was Mega Tokyo forums, and we'll get into that momentarily. I'm gonna have to bridge us into webcomics because we haven't even touched on webcomics yet. But the Mega Tokyo forums I was heavily involved on, and the people on there were the biggest anime fans that existed online at the time. where like Otaku Boards and shit was talking about anime that's on Adult Swim. On Mega Tokyo was the first place I heard about fan subs, and like this is early
Crunchyroll.
This was Crunchyroll back before they were an official website.
An official website, they were illegal.
Crunchyroll was the worst illegal streaming site because you could not full screen the video if you didn't have a paid account. So you had to watch a fucking 240p thumbnail sized in-browser video of but they had the most anime. Like that was where I watched.
That's where I watched all my Naruto.
They had everything that other sites didn't. And like, so I basically would bounce between YouTube, VO, and Crunchyroll to find stuff.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until 2011 that Crunchyroll just scrubbed all the illegal shit and went official. And like, all I remember them having was Shugo Chara at the very beginning, which cool show, but weird way to start. But like, yeah, before they went official, they had the most predatory fucking streaming setup of all time. And but yeah, like the Mega Tokyo people, they were the ones who taught me about torrents, you know, because torrenting was getting popular around this time. We would use Tokyo Toshokan is, I think, probably still up, but that was like the main anime one. Now it's Nya. Everybody uses Nya if you're an anime fan. Nya.si. But Tokyo Tosho was my main one at the time, and like this was where people were watching, like, you know, Lucky Star as it's airing, you know, and that was like, that show wouldn't be known by most anime fans till like a year later, you know, but these people at Mega Tokyo were on top of the seasonal airing shows. And so a lot of them had WordPress blogs, and I copied them and made my WordPress blog, the one that's still up, myswordisUnbelievablydull.wordpress.com. It was originally just called Digital Boys Anime Blogging. Then it was called Euphoric Field. Then it was called fuzakenna.com when I actually bought hosting. And now it's My Sword is Unbelievably Dull. So if you ever wondered just how many usernames has Trixie had on the internet, more than I could possibly remember is the answer. I started as Tycall.
You are pleased, your dusty mood don't vibe with me. You are old and so therefore I must say 10 for a dinosaur, yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Whatever you
my
say.
My early usernames were
had a lot
always
of stuff.
Just me mashing two things together from whatever fandom the site was for. So like on the Yu-Gi-Oh forums, I was first Abaslither, and then I was Abaslyra, because I had to incorporate all three. And then later on the Creepypasta wiki, I was called like Slender Zelgo or something.
Wow.
This used to be like edgy. 2 episodes, by the way. Like part 1 and part 2.
My first internet username was it was Stewed the Dude, and it was a reference to, yes, it's awful. It was a reference to me and my friend were playing Halo, and his Halo profile was named Stewed, which was him badly misspelling stud. And I made fun of him for this relentlessly, to the point when he bullied me to start playing RuneScape. I made my
RuneScape!
username.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I made my username Stewed the Dude to make fun of him because we were going to play together.
My first ever account online anywhere was shadow_wolf_12.
I'm not telling anybody all my old usernames. I don't need anyone taking up that
please.
shit.
I need to know.
Mine on
to
webcoms
dox
was
you.
like DK Super, I think was my very first one. Just Donkey Kong Super.
I desperately wish I didn't delete all my old videos I made when I was a kid. I made like a Nickelback music video and stuff.
Oh god.
It was awesome. It was super awesome.
I made like a news show with one of my neighbors called like Tyler and Dead Names News or some shit.
Oh my god, that's such a kid idea.
I know.
We didn't have anything to say, so we just like took our shirts off and made weird noises, and I'm really glad those don't exist anymore.
I did the same. Wait, hold on. I did that same thing. Were you friends with me as a child? Somehow?
Were you a kid named Tyler in Oklahoma?
No, I wasn't.
That's my favorite.
Oh,
It's
wait.
like the premise to like a porn.
That's my favorite.
It really is.
It's like all
Hi, welcome back to Gay News. We're big gay men who are gonna strip our shirts off.
Oh my god. Okay, Trixie, you and me were executive producing this show. We're gonna find some hot guys, and we're gonna make gay news into a thing.
Oh my god.
I could
Gay
dig it.
news.
Okay,
It's like my
I
favorite
have
thing on
to
the
ask.
internet, so-
I have to ask you all about webcomics. Webcomics, because in 2003, webcomics became a big deal to me.
Oh.
Because I had been into newspaper comics. I thought were really cool, and I wanted to make my
yeah.
own. And I started drawing my own comic strips that was like basically like if Samurai Jack had like a mech friend, and it was like just a samurai and a mech fighting stuff, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a manga author, and fucking my art looked like shit, so I was like really self-conscious that I knew my art looked terrible and it was not gonna work. But I started finding out about webcomics, and I was like, oh, this is more accessible. But I didn't know how to build a website, so that was the bar for entry for me doing that. But I distinctly remember spending like several days marathoning all of Sluggy Freelance, which I remember being the most popular one in like 2003. Have any of you heard of Sluggy Freelance at all?
No.
No,
No,
I didn't really
can't.
into webcomics.
not really into webcomics.
Only you
No,
read
yeah.
that. No one else read that.
So like a lot of the early webcomics would start off as like two nerd guys having conversations about nerd stuff, and then they would slowly develop like an epic storyline and become
God.
this super involved thing. So like Sluggy Freelance is a case of that. Mega Tokyo is also a case of that. And in Mega Tokyo's case, it was that initially it was the writer was a guy who his character's called Pyro, and the other guy was called Largo. And Largo was like a Western gamer whose like favorite thing was Metal Gear Solid, and Pyro was an anime fan, but Pyro was the deepest anime fan that existed in the 90s. He was playing visual novels before anyone knew what visual novels were. Like Canon and Key, or all the Key visual novels rather, he had played like Canon and Air at a time when those did not have anime adaptations and nobody knew what the fuck they were. But like Canon was a massive inspiration on Mega Tokyo, and a lot of it is about like basically. It starts off, again, two nerds talking about whatever, but then they go to Japan. And when they go to Japan, it starts this epic story arc about this romance between Pyro and this girl who becomes a voice actress for this visual novel. And it's like, basically, like, it had this meta aspect of it's trying to be like a visual novel, but also being about realistic characters in the real world who are, you know, who are going through a story that's like a visual novel story. So it felt like kind of weirdly adult compared to a visual novel while also taking influence from it. Mega Tokyo is legitimately really good for its time. Way ahead of its time in terms of anime fandom. And so I got deep into that, which is how I ended up on the forums like a couple years later. And I also remember this pixel comic that I really loved that was called like, it was like the Adventurers Guild or something like that. And it was like one that just starts off as kind of a slapstick comedy thing, but again develops an epic violent story with all these fucking plot turns and stuff. And the only one I remember that didn't do that didn't like become an epic, was XKCD, which these days still exists as like a whole YouTube show. But that was like a stick figure comic made by a science nerd that would come out like 3 times a week, and it probably is still the most popular webcomic of all time, I would think. Like
I read a lot
It's
of
one of the only
Cyanide.
ones I care about.
Cyanide and Happiness,
ahead.
I think it was
Yes,
called.
I read
yes,
Cyanide and Happiness a lot.
That came a few years later, and that was
I read that in
similar
high
in
school.
format. But and that one also became a YouTube series and like a whole, you know, like elaborate world of like lots of people work on it type shit. Like
Yeah.
I've known people who have written Cyanide and Happiness videos and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
I got more into the animated stuff, like Happy Tree Friends.
God,
I
my
hated that as a
Oh my
kid.
God.
My brother
Too
traumatized me
violent.
with that
That
shit.
scared me.
My brother showed that to me when I was way too young for it, and it was so fucking disgusting. It ruined my entire life.
I had
No.
to watch the Happy Tree Friends to like get my copyright on my old
Yep.
like 13 like teenager YouTube channel back, and I was like, this is disgusting. I hate it.
I think
I want to
that's
make
so
videos
funny.
again.
I thought that shit was so funny.
It was so funny.
I thought it was so funny.
It
All
was.
demented, you're all poisoned.
They fucking
you're all-
die.
Your brains.
I hope they've changed the video for copyright school in the past 15 years, because like I mean, I wouldn't put it past YouTube to not change it, but like,
That's really funny.
Okay.
it is now. You know, I was kind of a little baby bitch kid, so I didn't like seeing animals get mauled.
Violence in the
Like,
gore
my
was
younger
scary.
sibling
I
just
didn't
watched it
like
incessantly.
I don't want to see the little teddy bear get eviscerated. This is not funny. It's sad.
That was me.
Do we want to transition into like Flash games? Does anyone
I had
have
that on my
memories
list.
of
I
Flash
feel like
Actually,
I feel like we have to do
Flash
a part
games.
2 of this
Flash
because
games
it's
was
already
a-
getting late.
I actually had one question to ask.
What?
I had just a question. Was anyone here like a Homestar Runner guy?
No,
Yeah, I
I
watched
saw a
some of
little bit
that.
of it, and it was funny, but that was like way after it was relevant.
Yeah,
I like
fucking
Frog-
loved that
Like
shit.
Trogdor.
You did a great job,
Girl
Homestar. That's all I remember.
I learned about Trogdor from Guitar Hero.
Yes, baby.
I learned about it
rules.
from Ponies.
Trogdor.
I heard about it from Ponies the Anthology, which is like this My Little Pony meme edit thing that was really popular.
See Cypher's
Yeah,
in the
my-
text chat right now saying
That's
he
where I
sent
learned
emails to Strong
so
Bad.
much,
Nice.
Oh
so
my
much
God.
early internet
awesome.
culture. Oh, emails this. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like we need to do a second episode for this because I want to talk about MySpace, but I have to go
God.
soon.
Okay, this
I
can
do have a heart out. Yeah.
this can be the fucking boomer cast,
gotta-
and then all the cool kids can talk about our internet experiences in part 2.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I
You
still
shut your
gotta
mouth.
Talk about
MySpace was the
Remember
shit.
Vine?
Don't talk about
Oh my
MySpace
god,
like that,
I
woman.
remember Vine. I remember the Vine where the guy would spit lemons out his mouth hole.
Remember TikTok?
Remember TikTok?
I was definitely a whole ass adult when Vine came out.
I was.
Oh, yeah.
I was too.
Yeah.
I was like 16, 17.
I was a
so-
whole ass
I was
adult.
like,
I was like
I'm
22.
16 years old. I'm an adult.
let me
Yeah, I
just
was
look
like
through.
14 and would always get annoyed when people quoted them.
I did get through everything I had listed that I wanted to talk about as old internet, except for MySpace in pure volume. And like, I never really used MySpace as a social app as much
I
as
was deep in the MySpace mines.
nice.
I actually want to hear
Nice.
about Pure Volume a little bit before we go.
Yeah,
because, I never used it, but it's I know about it through like asking you about like your early music, and it's just
Yeah.
like, where the fuck was this when I was a kid? I would have loved it.
Yeah, it
You
was.
know?
I don't think a lot of people were using it other than bands, but like, because on
Yeah.
MySpace, almost always like, so circa 2004 to 6, before like Facebook really blew up in 2006 and totally erased
Yes,
MySpace from the face
it
of the
did.
earth. But like from 2004 to 6, every teenager had a MySpace, and this was when,
yeah.
from my
Yep.
perspective, this is when the internet became mainstream. Because like I literally, all growing up, had never met anybody who used the internet like at all until I was in like 8th grade, and suddenly everyone had a MySpace page, and your MySpace was super customizable. You know, you could do
Yeah, that
all
was
the
the best part
colors,
of
all the
it.
text. Like you could put music that auto plays when you go on, fucking add graphical effects. Like, making a website, but it was way easier than making a website, and you could hire people who knew how to do HTML to, you know, to make it for you, which a lot of people did. And because of the social integration aspects, it was just way easier to find other people on MySpace than other sites. Functionally, it wasn't that different from LiveJournal or the Otaku. It was just so much more customizable than those sites, and that's why it became so popular. But the biggest part was the music player integration, that like every band
Yes.
had a MySpace, because you could put like almost always it was 3 songs. Like they would have 3 songs on their MySpace page, and this was proto YouTube, so that was the only way you could find music from bands at the time. And like most of my usage of MySpace was, I would just, you know, find out about a band, go look for them, find their MySpace, hear the 3 songs on their MySpace, and then if I really loved those 3 songs, I'd go buy their CD. But what I found through trying that was that there's also a site called Pure Volume, which was just the musical part of MySpace, basically. It was just a site where bands had a profile and songs.
It let you do like full projects too,
It did.
right?
You
Like,
could upload as
just-
much as you want
yeah.
there. And again,
Because that was my huge frustration with
Mm-hmm.
MySpace, like when I was trying to like get my first music out there was the 3 songs thing. It's just like, no, I want to make as many as I want, you know. And then of course I found Bandcamp.
No.
Oh, you know, I think I was on Pure Volume because a lot of my friends on MySpace were kids who were in bands who made songs.
Yeah.
The cool thing about Pure Volume was that you could upload as much as you want, but like most bands, I think were limited by their label what they could post online, and also like the mentality back then was still like, well, you have to buy the CD to hear all the songs. Like it was not, people were not with the expectation that you could just listen to an album for free. That seemed ludicrous back then, you know. But a lot of bands,
it wasn't like the full utopian dream of being able to like self-record and release on the internet yet. It was like right around the corner, but not yet.
But a lot of bands would have different songs on their MySpace in Pure Volume.
Yeah.
So I would go and, like, specifically the 2 bands I remember from Pure Volume were Agaloch and Circle Takes the Square. And both of them had, like, 3 songs on MySpace and then, like, one of the same songs on their Pure Volume, but then 2 other songs. And so that gave me the chance to hear enough to, like, confirm my purchase that I was going to go buy their CDs, you know? And, like... I as a kid had a rule that like if I had to really love 3 songs from a CD.
Kind of robotic-y?
She's dying.
I'm dying.
Yeah.
All right, now we can finally talk about Flash games.
Wait, hold on.
How many of you were on addictinggames.com? And which games
that's
were your
literally what I
favorites?
have written down.
Doppler.com was far
Fuck yeah.
superior.
Am I still audible? Can you hear me?
Oh, there you are. Okay.
You can hear it.
Yeah, you sound
Okay.
So as I was saying about
wait. To wrap up Pure Volume, just to wrap it up. Yes, you could upload as much as you wanted on Pure Volume, and in 2011, when I started Trial of the Golden Witch, it was a Pure Volume project, and I uploaded like 10 full, like, albums worth of songs within the first year, and then Bandcamp came out, and I went, fuck Pure Volume, I can sell my shit now. It completely abandoned
baby.
Pure Volume. Pure Volume eventually just died like a year or 2 later, and MySpace got bought by Justin Timberlake, and he ran it into the ground, and now they're both dead.
Yep. And Facebook came over, and we all took care of each other's virtual farms.
We got to talk about Flash games. I don't care if this podcast is like 4 hours long.
This podcast will go on for 17 hours. Trixie got to do her entire list of her entire life story, the entire internet discography she remembers down to the last detail. I have my own list that hasn't even begun yet. This is going to go until fucking 3 in the morning. I don't give a fuck.
Sarah, as you were saying.
Exactly. I give a fuck.
That's because you're the grandmas. Go to bed. It's 8 p.m. Go to bed.
You have like a 4 p.m. bedtime. I gotcha. It's fine.
I do, yeah. I'm already past my bedtime.
Pushing the wheelchairs back into the old folks' home.
I remember when
the Zoomers got to revolt and make our own podcast next time.
All right, go ahead. Tell us about all the stuff everyone remembers because it only happened a decade ago.
The
Let's
internet
get
was
started.
so boring before Flash games were invented. My God, y'all were like, I was on the forums on anime.com, then I was on Goku.com, then I was on Otaku.com, and then I was on the forums of Gamer.com. You just talk.
You had that Flash games.
Just talking and posting porn stories, which, I mean, I did that too. But god damn, y'all didn't play games on the computer?
Yeah, no,
Neopets literally had
every
games.
Thursday.
I hated them.
Yeah, Neopets literally had HTML games.
I was infamous because I just, for some reason, I had a bug in my brain where, for whatever reason, I could not allow myself to go to the more popular, like, more reputable sites. Mm-hmm. And I'd always end up on these fuck-ass sites full of viruses playing, like copies of miniclip games. And I don't know why I was like that. And I destroyed so many computers doing that.
I wasted an unbelievable amount of time on Flash games. Anytime they would have one of those banners where you could like taser the gnome, like I would just do that, like as if it was a game. I would just install like 100
I know
viruses
exactly
a
what
second.
you're talking about.
The extensive fucking like torture ragdoll simulators I would fuck with online.
Yeah.
Okay, how many of you here played the Virtual Buddy game where you can make it look like Napoleon Dynamite?
Oh yeah,
yeah, of course.
That's how I first learned who Maddox was.
Oh wow,
was because he was one of the skins you could get for that game.
I don't remember that. That's hilarious.
Nope, I have no idea.
Fucking Maddox.
I was like, who the fuck is this?
I just remember the Napoleon Dynamite one because his shirt said "Vote for Pedro," and you would punch him with your little mouse cursor, and he would go, "Freaking idiot, Tina, you fat lardy, dude."
Yeah, this is after my time.
Good.
What about Cartoon Network Flash games? Some of y'all played those, right? Because
Yeah,
the
I
only
played
one,
those.
Sarah, you
Yeah, I
mentioned
played them all the
earlier.
time.
The only-
Nickelodeon too.
Oh,
the
my
only
favorite
Cartoon Network
Cartoon
Flash
Network
game
Did
I
any-
got really into was the Class of 3000 game, which was full on. It was like a full on digital audio workstation, basically. Like if you've ever used GarageBand, this was just GarageBand before GarageBand, where like it had samples and you could make songs. And I literally learned how to make music through the Class of 3000 game. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Constantly
Thank
forget
you.
that
Thank you,
show
Andre.
exists. That's so crazy. I barely remember
Andre
anything
did
about
that.
it.
So-
Whiskey 3 stacks.
Yeah, 3
I
stacks.
have
Thank you.
I have three memories from the Cartoon Network website. One was the My Gym Partners, a monkey game.
Oh my god.
If any of y'all remember that,
I
it
do.
was like
Someone call,
It was a 2D
someone call Mr. Enter. Someone call Mr. Enter.
it was this 2D platformer where like the school got completely overrun by the animals and they were like fucking shit up. And I just remember it being so fucking hard once I got to this underwater segment and I just couldn't do it. But I kept throwing my head at that wall every fucking day.
Yes, remember.
And I had the same experience with the Ed, Ed, and Eddie like go-kart simulator
I
game.
remember that game.
Loved that one.
That was the one where
Yeah,
Double
yeah.
D.
It was so fucking
if you played as
fun,
Double
but I
D.
couldn't get past level 2 ever.
played as Double D, and
You
you
also
won
played
a
as Double
match.
D, like on the toaster or something?
He would fucking Double D. If he won, he would do this little dance. He'd twirl around, throw his hat in the air. That's the only time you ever see that boy without his hat on. And I was like obsessed with that shit. 'Cause in the show, they make it a running joke where like when his hat comes off, they're like, "Oh my god, ew, disgusting!" But you never see it. I was like, I want to see what he looks like without his fucking sock
he was,
hat.
like bald with really bad head eczema. is
Yeah, I did
how I
too.
imagined
I
it.
imagined like
He
a
was just like
cyst or something.
hair falling out and just horrible skin flakes
He's a
everywhere.
burn victim. That's the real one.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Yeah, because Ed and Eddie's in purgatory. Oh, theory. It's a theory. It's just a
Did
theory.
anyone else play the Cartoon Network Flash game?
You have cancer?
That's actually a real
What?
thing with Charlie Brown. If anyone wants to watch Why Charlie Brown Why, that's a really good special. Does anyone
Jesus
anyone
Christ.
remember? I didn't make that up. That's not a joke. That's real. Go watch it. Fuck. Does
Charlie
anyone?
Brown has cancer? Like, that's a real thing?
One of the kids in Charlie Brown had cancer. Yeah, that was a real thing.
Oh.
Oh, well,
That's
whatever.
Really fucking sad.
She got better, but does
She
anyone?
blamed
Oh, there we
Charlie
go.
Brown for it.
Why Charlie
The name
Brown?
implies-
Why? Why did you give me cancer?
Why did you do this to me? That's so mean, and they would absolutely do that.
Yeah.
If you
Frodo,
The fucking
Colonel wanted to mention a specific game.
a
Charlie
very
Brown, you
specific
blockhead! You gave me leukemia.
a very specific Flash game. Does anyone remember the one that was Scooby-Doo, like auto walking forward through a spooky castle, and you had to click on things to stop the spooky ghost from jump scaring him?
Apparently
Yeah, I had a
Decipher.
similar one
I
with
don't.
Courage the Cowardly Dog. I played a
So
couple of
stressful.
those. There was one like in a pyramid that was like that.
So fucking.
There was like a Courage the Cowardly Dog like inventory management like puzzle type.
Was it the top-down one
adventure
too?
Game.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love that game.
That
I
sounds
loved that
fun.
one. That was probably my favorite
I-
Flash game
I
as a
played
kid.
most of the
awesome.
Flash games on Neopets. Market Chase.
Um,
None of y'all
I did
fuck
not
with
play
Neopets.
I was a Webkins kid.
It's really
That's a whole
sad.
other podcast though.
Boo
It's not-
Any of
Wicked.
y'all? Did
I gotta
any
go
of
in,
y'all
like,
play
last
the,
year.
Form. And
Like-
I do think this should be like a two-parter because I do need to leave in like 5 minutes.
That's
Brody,
okay. You already talked
We
about
can go
your
ahead.
boomer shit.
Wait, we can go ahead and sign out. We can sign you out, Brody, and we can just have them keep going on about Zoomer stuff.
Ugh, gross Zoomer stuff. So gay.
So, all right,
And I
Bro-
love it every minute.
Yeah.
everybody, give Brody a big. We love you, and we'll see you on the next one. And you should definitely make a Neopets video. I'm super serious. Please make a video on your channel.
I don't know. I
Everybody-
don't know if you guys can handle the Neopet lore.
Subscribe
Make
to
a
Brody
film
Caesar.
noir,
And
like a detective movie or something of them investigating you. I need it.
No, okay. So spoiler, they did reach out to a bunch of my friends on Neopets asking for my Facebook.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
Like
God.
emails and stuff.
What the fuck?
I want it badly because I was always curious about Neopets as a kid, but it was a little too impenetrable for me. And like I also have like Sarah mentioned like having a friend who had a shitload of Neopets. I have a box with like 50 Neopets plushies that my ex did not take with her when she moved out. So I'm very curious the story of all these fucking things. And
the Neopets cheating, like, unless you were in the know, you didn't know what was happening. But I ran with a lot of groups because I was big in the guild scene. So
the fact that there's even guilds on Neopets is already enough to blow my mind. Please make this video. If you make this video, I will.
Guilds?
If you make a Neopets video on your channel, I will donate you all of the Neopet toys in my house.
I think Dominic might have gotten fired when Jumpstart bought it, so I think I'm safe. He was the Neopets detective trying to find me.
Jesus Christ.
I hope 20 years is like the statute of limitations on Neopets crimes. Be scared otherwise.
All right, Brody, go ahead and end your recording.
All right.
And send it to me.
Do that.
And go to bed.
Boy.
Bye, I love you.
Bye bye, Grandma.
I love you, Brody.
Mwah, mwah.
Bye. Now, Grim Dodgeball on... I've been wanting to say it for like 20 fucking minutes. That was my shit. Yeah, it was like you would play as Mandy, and like Grim would run across the screen, and you like throw balls at him, and he'd like progressively get like broken apart. Like he'd lose his legs and his arms, and then he'd just be like a hopping head, and you gotta like blow up his brains.
I
It was
love
awesome.
killing people. So, I like the Ben 10
First time I've
Flash
heard
game.
you say it so seriously.
Which Ben 10 Flash
Okay,
game?
specifically the Ben 10 Flash game, where it was like a top-down game, and you could turn into all 10 different aliens. But if you turned into Ghost Freak, you could phase through walls. And if you were phased in the wall, and the Omnitrix timed out, and you reverted to human form, you would just fucking die. It would just show Ben like in the wall, and there'd be like a crunch sound effect, like, and he was just fucking dead.
Holy shit!
It's awesome.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. What
It's like
I
a
do
creepypasta.
remember,
So epic.
in terms of Ben 10 games, is there was like a whole genre of games on CartoonNetwork.com that was like these level creators where you could like drag the little assets in, and like it made me want to be a game designer as a kid so bad, but it's so dead
Does
simple.
anyone remember?
Yeah.
Did any of y'all play those?
I don't
Yeah, I
remember
had
that
one-
at all.
Not on Cartoon Network, but I played those before. There was one like with Mario called Super Mario 63, where it was like Mario Sunshine inspired as like a 2D platformer. You can make your own like levels. So I just made like elevators to heaven basically, and then see how much fall damage I could take.
Yeah, Ben 10 for me was like the cutoff point where I stopped watching like new cartoons as often. Because I was just like, man, this is kind of gay.
It's so baby coded. He's like 10 years old, but he acts like a 5-year-old. It's a crazy show.
Yes.
Like when I was 10, Ash Ketchum was 10,
Yeah.
and so that made sense. And then when Ben was 10, I was like 16, and
You
I
were
was like,
14,
I don't think
you're
I'm allowed to
400.
watch anime anymore, or cartoons anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like
I was like 8 or 9.
I was already into
or
anime.
something when Ben 10 came out. And
Yeah,
it's like,
I was like 6.
yeah, like I liked it at
I
first,
definitely-
but then they did the time skip where like suddenly he was like a teenager in high school and he was voiced by Sasuke, and that was when I stopped liking it because he was so much older than me.
See, I tried to watch that one, but I never really got deep into
Yeah.
it after the kid era.
Ben 10 Galleon Force.
I was a little gaybo. I watched Totally Spies instead of Ben 10.
Dude,
so, like,
Totally
I
Spies
loved
kind of
Totally
ripped,
Spies.
though.
That is
Yeah,
show.
that show was cool.
yeah,
The
That shit was
Definitely
funny.
the fucking feet
It was
fart,
a
So
good
which
show.
fetish are you blaming on Totally Spies
the
again?
feet fart poopy inflation, but all of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was one of the.
True.
That came out like right when I was starting puberty, so definitely was like, oh my god, hot girls! Like,
Is it cool if I just like go down my list of things, like most vivid memories of the my early internet memory times?
yeah, go.
You know what?
So
It's not
I would
good.
say
Yeah.
where I left us off was like 2005-6.
Okay,
is
good,
about where
good.
I left us off.
that's
so.
probably where all of our lists pick up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
I kind of
So-
figured this would be how it goes. I didn't think it would take 2 hours to get through my
Yeah,
my
that's why.
list, but-
That's why I'm like comedically playing up how furious I am, because I think it's funny if someone's
He's
listening
the
to this and they
PCP.
they're just like, when does Trixie stop yapping about anime forum? And then they just skip forward and hear me going, "Why did you do that?" That would be like the best. fucking reaction possible.
Best case scenario.
Yeah, but okay, I'm gonna try to go through my list a little faster. I'm gonna try to keep it under 30 minutes. Okay, number one item. First thing on the list.
That's you.
Oh wait, I gotta add another thing secondary on the list. Okay, fucking. Don't want to forget that. That's important. Okay, item number one. The first time I ever heard the F word. I started looking at I started looking at YouTube.com.
Your parents sit and swear in front of you? Holy shit.
Yeah, imagine, right? Imagine going to church and watching VeggieTales. Anyway.
Good God.
Yeah.
I can't.
First time I heard the F word was on YouTube.com in around like 2006 or so, 2007-ish. And I was clicking through videos, watching all the brain rot that we all know and love. You know, all you boomers sitting there like, oh, my internet brain rot was better. It wasn't. We had, but
no, it was not.
The brain rot we have now, like Skibbity Toilet, is honestly elevated. I find that much more interesting than the shit I watched.
Skibbity Toilet is elevated brain
yeah,
rot,
it's elevated
sure.
brain rot
like,
for sure. The shit I was watching, the first time I heard the F
Louvre.
word, I clicked on a video called Elmo Kills Barney, and it was a PNG of Barney singing a song, and then a little MS Paint drawing of Elmo shoots him with a gun, with the stock sound effect going, pow, and then Elmo said, shut the fuck up. And my dad heard it and was like, I don't think you should be on the computer. Okay. Item number 2 on my list. I'm sure you're all familiar with this one. When I was around 7 or 8 years old, my parents had these friends they went to church with all the time, and my parents' friends' kids showed me this fucking dog shit on the internet, being like, hey little baby Chrono, we think you would like this. You think this is funny? And I did. I loved it. It was the coolest thing I'd ever seen in my life. It was the thing with the video of Crazy Frog, Axel F, riding on an invisible motorcycle going, bah, 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 and he goes, ding,
you
ding.
know, now that I think about it, that might be the first electronic song I ever heard.
Mine too.
I had that on my iPod, and we'd run around our garage, like running into each other and like basically proto-moshing before we knew what that was.
Crazy Frog.
I first saw that shit playing on the screens at a bowling alley. And I was like, what is happening?
That is the most bowling alley core thing that ever existed.
You know, that's probably the most enjoyable environment to hear Crazy Frog.
It was blacklight bowling. Like, it was cosmic bowling.
I was obsessed.
So all the lights were off, and it was, like, glowing, and then fucking Crazy Frog was going on. It was sick.
I was so autistic for Crazy Frog that my parents made that, like, the password to the family computer. They wanted it to be something...
Oh, that's cute.
They wanted it to be something I could remember, so my brother couldn't log onto the computer and look at porn, but I could still play games on Nickelodeon.com.
Krona, remember the frog with his penis hanging out? That's how you remember how to get on the computer.
Remember how...
Just remember.
To be fair, they censored his penis in the U.S. He only had a dick in the
It's
UK.
true, but do you remember earlier when I said I would print out pictures of characters to like I would cut them out to play with them as like little toys or whatever. Yeah, but
You had a Crazy
my mom
Frog?
found the picture of Crazy Frog to print out, and she snipped off the penis because she didn't like.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Fucking
Bottom
castrated
surgery.
Crazy Frog. That's crazy.
Item number 3 on the list. I'm sure you'll remember this one too. This is the one that I was like, oh shit, this is important, and I loudly typed it in a fucking feverish rush. Stick figures on crack. That was a formative memory for me. I was watching the video Stick Figures on Crack, and watching that as an adult is a mesmerizing experience because none of it is funny. But when I was 10 years old, that was like the definition of comedy.
Oh, yeah, this.
Yeah. The stick figures, like, wiggling their dicks around, flying into each other, going lol random, and going, wah! That was it. That was the best. Playing Titanic
That is
music
peak comedy.
while a guy shoots a basketball into a hoop.
Oh my god. Okay. I actually have a question for the boomers. I'm so sorry.
It's just
Actually,
me,
you know what?
Boomer.
I have a question for the boomer. There was some fucking website where you could watch like flash animation parodies of popular movies starring little rabbits. What the fuck was that? I saw like The Shining and Titanic. It was like very like Hot Topic sort of humor with lots of blood, and I remember it being really gross to look at. but I don't remember
So,
what it is.
I mean, it's funny hearing you talk about all the like penis stuff, just because like I again super avoided anything that like felt too adult to me.
Oh.
I was like, nope, this is like.
I was so the opposite. I loved adult content as a child.
I was super avoidant until like literally being, even as like in my early 20s, I still didn't really want to see a lot of like crude, crass humor type stuff. Like I'm way more accepting of it now than I used to be.
No, I was like a child
That's so
predator's dream, and then I got fat.
Jesus Christ.
Feel free to
Clipped
cut
and
that.
going in the soundboard.
It's interesting to me that you were so afraid of that stuff, Trixie, considering like you're like one of the few of us here that didn't have like any kind of religious upbringing.
Yeah. You're just a good
No,
kid.
but I was just very strict with myself growing up, and like that kind of like everything scared. I was a very frightful kid. Like everything scared me. I thought like anything I did was gonna get me in trouble somehow, so I just avoided it. And like also, I think part of it is like gender stuff, where like even when because I was like 14 when I started like Googling hentai, you know, but like I would only look at lesbian stuff. Like I was literally did not want to see a penis whatsoever until my 20s.
Same.
Like I would not even look at
imagining
straight
you, like-
porn until like my 20s. So
I'm imagining you like in the shower and you glance down and you're like,
for real though, like I wasn't really looking at it, you know.
I'm pretty sure I saw my first futa at like 12. That's like
And
formative memory.
Futa really, like, I didn't know how to feel about Futa because I didn't know about trans stuff yet. But to me, Futa was like invading the space of lesbianism. Like, to me, it felt like, oh, this is something guys are doing to make lesbian stuff seem more male, was how I thought of it at the time.
that's
I
so
didn't like it
fucking
at all.
funny. You didn't know that the people,
Wild
you didn't
shit.
like know that the guys who were drawing it wanted to suck the girl's dick.
No,
You're
I
like,
didn't think
no,
that
they
at
want
all.
to be the girl with the big dick, but
No, I thought that too a little bit. I don't know if I had the same like clarity of thought that Trixie did, but I did feel similar. Like I remember finding it for the first time and just like being like mesmerized and like stun locked for a bit.
it's true.
Like,
I just
they can
like,
do that?
The first like Futa I really remember is I was probably 17 and it was a Hayate the Combat Butler. Does any of you heard of that anime, Hayate the Combat Butler?
No.
It's a fun like parody comedy series from somebody who was like Gintama's author's assistant at the time. But Hayate the Combat Butler had like all the girls in it were like flat chested, and back when I was young, like that was my thing. I was like, I need them to have no tits, and you know. But like the first doujin I saw was like one of the main girls and the main guy, both drawn very feminine, but with huge penises. And I just remember seeing it and being like, what is going on? Like, why would they both have penises? Like, why is this happening? I was so confused. And they were literally like frothing their giant dicks together. And like now looking back on it, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of neat, you know. But
It's just like,
at the time,
that's just Wednesday afternoon,
Neato.
guys. Like,
Cowabunga. Okay, getting back to the list. God,
and that's all I'm gonna say about pornography for the rest of this.
Oh.
God
I
damn
gotta
it.
finish the list, and then I gotta go make burritos.
Yeah,
Porno
Christ.
cast,
Okay.
porno
Item number
cast.
4 on the list. Digimon. When I was a kid, my brother and I wanted to watch Digimon. All we had was the first 3 episodes on VHS, and it wasn't really airing on TV anymore because it was the mid-2000s. Fuck. And we had moved into a house that was kind of in the middle of nowhere. And for whatever reason, we had this internet plan set up where it was like you could only use so much data on your internet until it would like run out for the month, and then you'd have to pay extra to use it more. And so we were not allowed to watch, like our parents like banned YouTube videos, like watching any kind of video on the internet, which is hell. It is hell. What the fuck is wrong with you, Mom and Dad? God. So we would sneak out and take Mom's laptop computer after dark, during like summer vacation while Mom and Dad were asleep. We would go all sneaky like and watch Digimon on the computer, and we only got to like episode 18 before Dad caught us and told us we were grounded, and I'm still fucking livid about it to this day. Digimon rules.
You should You should beat him with a rubber mallet.
Okay. Okay.
You should hit him with a big, heavy rubber mallet, a ball peen hammer, until he stops responding.
I think ball peen hammer
Oh
is
my
one of my
God.
favorite words. It's like
ball
peen.
Isn't that crazy?
Ball
You ever-
peen.
Peen balls
You ever think
hammer.
about the word peacock, and you're just like, huh?
Have yes.
My
Only because of the one Joker meme where he's like, say peacock, no one bats an eye. Say poopcock, everyone loses their mind. It's a Keith Ledger joke. Lives in my
oh my
mind.
god, we're doing
every
a whole
single
like
day.
Joker podcast, by the way. I think I added that to the list. I want like a Joker brain rot cast to happen. Okay, real quick. We don't have to linger on these two. I'm bunching these together. Webkins and Club Penguin. Just the virtual spaces that were made specifically for us babies, that we played in grade
I have
school.
that on my list too.
Yup,
So.
yup.
I actually hated Club Penguin. I thought it was boring as fuck and never went
It is
on.
I'll
boring.
fucking kill you.
It's
I'll
so
fucking kill you.
boring.
Fun.
You don't
could
do
be-
anything.
No, you didn't.
You just stand there and you play stupid games that
I was-
are worse than any Flash
games
game.
I was already
fun.
playing RuneScape, and I didn't like the game in RuneScape, but it was like way more fun
But
to
I
like
could meet
wander
my
around
friends
and talk
on
to
there,
people.
and we could throw snowballs at each other and like fraught as like penguins
Well,
on the top
Putting
of the
my
mountain and
fucking
like
flippers
it's
down.
fine.
This is a Club Penguin safe space. I will not hear any fucking shit talk about. I got a black belt in penguin kung fu, and I was a secret agent. I have 500 confirmed kills under my belt. I don't want to hear your shit.
Well, did you get groomed on Club Penguin? Because I got groomed on RuneScape.
I didn't get
so
groomed on
fucking-
Club Penguin because it was
fuck you.
actually safe for children, because this was the
Yeah.
era when the internet didn't suck dick. Everything was cool. I had a puffle.
I had a
Z Cipher. I
friend-
remember Jib Jab. Just saying. Z Cipher's in the chat, like
Yeah.
talking about other stuff.
I
You
love
gotta
it.
be
Yeah,
on
I
board
know-
with
I know
that
these
for
things.
us.
I had a friend that made his own like website. Like this is in 4th grade, by the way. I don't know how the fuck he did it. It was called Club Llama.
What?
And it was just Club Penguin, but you were just a PNG of a llama, and like I could just walk around on it and like go from place to place and like watch Mighty Mouse bootlegged on YouTube, like linked and embedded into the website, and it was fucking awesome. And I miss those days. Like it wasn't even an MMO. I think it was just a website that you could go to.
Those are the good. Those are the good old
but
days.
you know, shout out Club Llama.
Oh yeah. Webkins, on the other hand, was a lot stinkier because you had to pay real money for a toy in order to log into it, which is pretty bad. It's pretty cringe. But nonetheless, I had a few.
wanted one, but I never got one.
Basically, all the kids at school were playing
Oh.
it. You know, it was just the thing.
You're basically the same age as my little sibling, and they were also really, really into Webkins. But now every time I think about Webkins, I just think about the milk post. You know, the Webkins milk post?
What is the milk post?
It's like it was just like a Tumblr post people would share all the time, and that's just like, when I was a kid, I used to have this Webkins bunny, and I used to fill it with milk and suck the milk out of it and slap
What
it
the
against the
fuck?
wall, and it would make a big thud. And it was always wet.
Whoa!
Yeah,
It's just a famous internet
I'm gonna
post.
find that real quick. I'll find
Please.
Webkins.
I
milk.
think it's actually a Hannah Montana boot, but I don't want to ruin the
What?
No, it's a web.
What?
I know it by my heart. I pretty much.
Okay, I might have
It's
seen a
milk.
variation.
Why does it have to be the fluid that is most likely to fucking turn into moldy cheese?
Yeah, there it is as a
and smell
total-
like shit.
Oh yeah, someone on Tumblr
There was a
stole
Hannah
that
Montana
story.
one, though.
Dear God, milk.
That's really funny.
Oh my God. Okay, that's fucking heinous. Moving on.
Sorry, I actually have a question about Webkins. Did they have electronics in them at all, or
No.
was it just like
They had
a tag you put into the computer?
I believe they had a logo on their foot, and then they the tag had a little code on it. You would type into the computer, and that was it.
So you could just go to the store and like rip the fucking tag off and just
Oh,
take it home
absolutely,
and
you
get that
could.
Webkins.
People would sell them online for like $2. I remember
That's
looking
really
at eBay
funny.
on those
Yeah.
and being like, "Why would I want to buy the? I want the toy. Why would I just get the code for $2? What am I, stupid?"
Yeah, my Webkins were a koala bear, a purple dragon, and a frog. Those were my Webkins. Those are the only ones I had.
That's really fun.
Pets, I had like 30 of them.
Yeah, I was a witch bitch. I was
turning
kind of
into a
like
Whittle baby.
the rich Ojo-sama with all the Webkins.
Oh, Joe-sama.
I have all Googles.
Okay.
I have all of the frogs.
So, aside from that
Soundboard
horse shit,
ad.
I already went over the virtual buddy with the Maddox avatar you could beat the shit out of.
I can't
I
believe
never
there was a
realized that was
Maddox.
him.
That's
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
I have to look it up now. I have to like find it after the podcast and beat up Maddox.
Yeah, I want to go
I'm
beat
sure
up
you
Maddox.
I'm done beating up Napoleon Dynamite. He didn't deserve that.
Fuck
Maddox
that
does.
guy.
I always sent mine to Bush, even though I didn't really get who George Bush was. I mean, I knew he was the president, but I didn't know why people wanted to beat him up other than he was
Oh
like
god,
popular.
I only knew George Bush from like.
Was Justin Bieber one? Or
No,
is that,
too
like,
early.
Too late?
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
This was
yeah.
like solidly like Bill Gates was one.
Yeah.
Like
I knew George Bush.
This is like a solid 2005 thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew George Bush
That
from
shit
the
was
fucking
fun.
dress-up games, because like my cousins would come over and they'd be like, "I want to play the Barbie dress-up game on the computer," and then like I found one that was like George Bush dress-up, and I realized you could take all his clothes off and see his hairy cock, and I was very.
Do you think that was someone's
I
like
knew
sexual
George
awakening?
Bush from the dress-up games. It's not a sentence I ever thought I would hear, but I'm so glad I did. Holy
See,
shit.
we had cool stuff too. Our internet was better. We had George Bush cock on the computer.
that sounds like a holdover from our part of the internet, Crota. I'm sorry.
No,
Like,
you don't
It
understand.
does. It does.
Release the
Bush-
George W. Bush dress-up list. Holy shit.
Bush was definitely out of office by the time you were playing that.
Okay. Went over Spider-Man 3 hype briefly. I have Dragon Ball Z meme videos, and I don't just mean the obvious one, like the over 9,000, because there was a plethora of them, and I was obsessed. I went deep down that fucking rabbit hole, because like I desperately wanted to watch all of Dragon Ball Z, but it wasn't like, like they were airing Dragon Ball Kai throughout by the time I was like old enough to actually be watching it consistently. And I was so fucking impatient waiting for it to come out on Nicktoons, so I had to like supplement my Dragon Ball thirst with like the video games and the fan wiki and Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Yeah, Budokai 3 was my favorite thing. It's still one of my favorite things. It fucking rules. And yeah, you just try to find clips of the show on YouTube, and all you find are the lowest resolution possible Dragon Ball Z meme videos from like fucking 2005 of what was it? It was the bit where they're chasing after Dr. Gero in the desert, and then Vegeta's like, "I'm going to open that door and fight the android myself," and Trunks fucking screams at the top of his lungs, "If they set that android free, it will be the end of all of us! No!"
You just clipped the fuck out of mine. Goddamn.
Have fun editing this, Trixie. But okay, next on the list.
I'm not going to do anything about the audio. I want... Their ears deserve to suffer as ours have. I mean, what do you mean?
Look, y'all haven't heard episode 3 yet.
Oh.
This podcast is bad. This is a bad podcast.
I can't wait. I can't fucking wait.
Wait, I thought Chrono was in episode
For half
3.
of it.
She was in part of it.
The good half.
Oh, okay. I see.
I'm joking. I'm sorry.
The good half.
That's really mean. I haven't heard the rest of it, but
I mean, it wasn't anyone's fault but mine, but
I thought you were great. But anyway,
thank you.
next thing on the list, we talked about Flash games, talked about stick figure fighting, talked about cartoon Flash games. Fuck's sake, my list is trash. It's all garbage. Oh wait, no.
I have another story.
Okay.
I think Trixie should tell us about Pure Volume again.
No,
actually.
shut the fuck up. Okay, the last thing on my list, and I'm shocked this wasn't on Trixie's list too, because this is like a formative part of my childhood. Ego Raptor. I wasn't
Yes.
on
Raptor.
Newgrounds.
I was
but
I was already like 20 by the time I saw Ego
Seriously?
Raptor for the first time.
Yeah.
My introduction to Ego Raptor was
Because
Sequelitis.
we weren't like new kids or Newgrounds kids.
Oh my god.
You know?
Yeah, well, again, remember,
He was on YouTube.
like I said, I avoided everything edgy as a kid. So, like, all of his cartoons, like, by the time I saw them, I was old enough to be like, oh, okay, I can see how this was popular at the time. But, like, he was probably already famous for, like, 7 years by the time I watched any of his
Unbelievable to
stuff.
me.
And the only reason I found out about Sequelitis is because I had made a blog post, like, in 2012 where I was talking about how like I really wanted to find analytical writing about video games, and somebody made a comment where they said like you should check out Eager After Sequelitis and the Errant Signal video series, and watching both of those convinced me to do YouTube. I need to find that commenter and thank the fuck out of them. Holy shit.
God damn.
They literally created my life by making that one
Okay,
comment.
well, Petra, you're a Game Grumps kid. How old were you when you discovered Ego Raptor?
Okay, so I didn't even really know who Ego Raptor was. I just knew of his stuff, and I guess I'd never put it together. I didn't really look at YouTube channels half the time. I'm just like, yeah, we're sharing like the Venusaur video. Isn't this funny? And then we would just, that'd be it. I still quote the like just one little sec from that one like it's like butt craft that he's playing on the like toilet or something. It's like, I'll be back in just one little sec. Just one little sec. And then I got into Game Grumps and like really knew who Aaron, John, and Dan were in like 2015, 2014, and then I went through their catalog like in reverse in like high school. So.
That's crazy.
I was like 13 when I started watching Game Grumps, and it definitely made me 10 times more annoying because I thought real life was like a space where you could do that kind of comedy where you're just screaming.
It is. You were right.
Yeah, it's true. You just
but
have to have
people
the
don't
right
like
phrase.
it is the thing.
No. That's part of it. Is you repel the people who don't want to be around that, and you gain better connections with the people who do.
Yeah, I mean, Petra and I definitely both learned how to have like comedic timing by watching copious amounts of Game Grumps.
Still somehow not diagnosed autistic, even when I take tests, but I analyzed Game Grumps comedy videos to be like, this is how you be funny. I see.
It's how you. It's not even
here.
Yeah, like not even just how to be
7
funny.
asses. Yes, I count to 7 and say 7 asses.
I will say of Game Grumps that I was a day one Game Grumps because following Ego Raptor in the early, in like 2012, 2013 was the peak of YouTube having it so that if you hit like on a video, your subs would see that you hit like on a video. And so anything Ego Raptor hit like on, I would investigate because he had really good taste in YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And so he had hit like on Stairfax temperatures and a few other JonTron videos.
Yeah.
And so I found JonTron through Ego Raptor just hitting like on his videos, and then they launched Game Grumps together, and I was like, oh, 2 of my favorite YouTubers are working together. And then in the first Game Grumps, they're talking about how people always ask him, what is your job? And they're like, this is our job. Like, both of us are full-time YouTubers. And I had never heard of that concept yet. So that's what inspired me to go buy a microphone and start YouTube, was just them saying that. I was like, you can make money doing this? What the fuck?
What have I been doing? God damn it.
I wanted to drop out of school so fucking bad ever since I heard Ego Raptor's story about how, like, he didn't have to go to school anymore because of some fucking kerfuffle with him moving or whatever. And his mom just got so fucking fed up of trying to, like, figure it out. She was like, do you even learn anything in high school? Do you want to just not go anymore? And he got his GED.
I did. I quit.
I wish I could.
Trixie probably remembers this. I quit high school.
Josh did too. I wish I could have.
I don't remember that, actually.
We were friends at the time. It was right around the first time I met you, and I was having such a bad time, and I was just like, Mom, we got to do something. And she was just like, look, you can get a GED, and I did it in like 2 weeks.
Yes.
Like,
nice.
It was awesome.
I badly wanted to drop out in 11th grade, but then I ended up just finishing anyways. And in the end, I was happy I did, just because I felt like at least I got a symbol of the fact that I fucking sat here for 12 fucking years. But
I also
it's
lost.
It's easier than getting a GED for sure.
I also lost my GED, so I don't have it anymore.
Oh no!
Could have just lied.
So I
just lie on half of your job application.
Oh yeah. Dude, I got so many jobs. I'm just saying, like, I had a G. They're not gonna look at me.
Yeah.
They're not gonna. They don't want to see the diploma. They don't give a fuck. They just want to know that I know how to like go to like class on time, so I can be on work on time.
I'm still furious
like,
about. I'm still furious that my parents made me finish high school because I was right the whole time. I did not need to fucking bother. That was just depressing.
They offered me. My high school offered me like a pity graduation for like, and I was just like, "Fuck you, no! Are you kidding me?" And my mom was like, it would be a great opportunity. She just wanted photos so she could show to people, of course. But like, I denied her that because it's my fucking life.
I don't relate to any of you. Like,
dysphoric for my graduation. Go ahead.
I got like a 34 on the ACT. I graduated top of my class,
Holy
and like
shit.
I was taking like
Wow.
AP classes and
ooh
shit.
la la. I
don't
was
worry,
I
I
was
had my
taking
burnout in
AP
college.
classes, though.
I had my burnout in college, and I graduated with a 2.3, and like fucking crashed and burned. But
My
like
AP Psych
I-
teacher showed
it's
us
wild.
the music video for "Smack My Bitch Up."
Nice. I was such a I just wanted to say my GPA was 1.9 at the end of 11th grade, and I picked it up to 2.1 at the very
When
end.
my
to
GPA was
graduate.
6.7. 6.7.
Nice.
But yeah, to finish the Egoraptor thing, I did discover Egoraptor on the YouTubes, not on Newgrounds. I think the first thing I saw was the Metal Gear Awesome video, which is still one of the most iconic videos of all time in my mind. Like, when I played Metal Gear Solid for the first time for realsies, every single thing they say in that game was like an epiphany. It was like, oh, I get the joke now.
yeah,
It's like,
hotness. I want to bang.
oh, I just want to bang you.
Lives in my head.
And then
too.
like I obsessively watched all the Awesome series. I watched Girl Chan in Paradise, which I think is a masterpiece, and every time I show someone Girl Chan in Paradise, they think it's the least funny thing they've ever seen, and it makes me want to cry.
I found out. Sorry, go ahead.
I was also gonna say, I think the second or third Egoraptor video I saw was his YouTube video, like a little animation of Solid Snake saying,
Metal Gear Awesome is not on YouTube. Go watch it the way it was meant to be seen on Newgrounds.net. No, with all of this shitty compression.
and then in the recommended feed was Metal Gear Awesome Parts 1 and 2, and I was like, okay.
That's really funny. I found out about Egoraptor from one of my personal lolcows, who is an early YouTuber who I watched. Like, he mostly did like tech videos and stuff. I'm not going to name him.
Linus Tech
but,
Tips.
But he, it was not even like this is like purely like when YouTube was some guy in a basement, you know, like
Was he a part of that guy with the
No,
glasses?
it was nothing. It was way. It was like total underground nobody guy, and it's just this weird
Damn.
guy who used to get really angry and scream, and he got like really earnestly political later on in his career, and he like started getting like he's like a weirdo like anarchist capitalist libertarian who like thinks that the government is like controlling people with the COVID vaccine, and he like collects guns now. I have him on Facebook, which is why I know about his like extended life. But he mentioned Egoraptor in a video, and like I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I have a bunch of clips of his videos that I will send in the Discord later if I remember, because they are hysterical. He is like one of the weirdest motherfuckers.
Just imagining like the Jewish lizard people control the world. Put on your tinfoil hats. Also watch Egoraptor. It's kind of cool, I guess.
It's
like, all right, yo, fuck yeah.
It was kind of like that. Like it was like a little like that. He was obsessed with like, you know, there's a word for this, but it's not a word we say anymore. But like he was obsessed with like hating white people who want to be black, you know. And he would go on these unhinged rants in the middle of like a BioShock action figure review about just like about how like people see him in his trench coat and they want to hit him with his car, and it's like, fuck you, I hate society. He was a very like Reddit guy too. It was, oh my god,
This is reminding me.
I forgot about that guy.
This is reminding me of something very important. This isn't so much an early internet memory. This is just like tangentially related. Instead of talking about some gay shit like Nostalgia Critic, there is this really important YouTuber I found a while back who was like a Nostalgia Critic ripoff channel. There was clearly some like teenagers in their mom's basement being like, because like I watched the Rugrats movies just for funsies, and I thought, I wonder if anyone does like reviews of these fucking stupid baby movies. And I look it up and I see like Rugrats in Paris review, the cinematic nutcase, and I was like, oh. And click on it, and yeah, it's like, I am the cinematic nutcase, and the Rugrats in Paris movie is a giant stinky poo-poo, and his like friend is there, like wearing an anime character mask, being like, it is I, the Shadow Gone. I have come to stop you from reviewing the Rugrats in Paris movie. and I was like, this is fucking awesome, and I subscribed to the channel. Didn't think about it for like 10 years, and recently I saw Cinematic Nutcase to change the name of their channel and was posting YouTube shorts, and also she's a trans woman now.
That's
This
awesome.
fucking
Nice.
rules.
The good ending.
I swear to God, if I ever go back to college, I'm going to write my fucking doctorate thesis on the effects of that guy with the glasses on culture, because an infinite amount
everybody
can be
who
said.
pretends that Doug Walker is funny is that, like, they're just like gaslighting themselves, and they're trying to gaslight me too, and I will not have it. I will not have it for 1 second.
They're just unintelligent. That's all it really comes down to.
Okay, that's the end of my list. Does anyone else want to yap? You want to yap about
I
your
do,
slop?
but I'll go really quick through my list. It's like 8 things, but they're all pretty
You don't
quick.
have to go that
I
quick.
promise.
Take like
Yeah,
the next.
well,
I only got one thing left, so go.
By the way, we have not listened to this like 30 minutes of audio that Evil Rhoda
Jesus
submitted to the
Christ.
podcast.
I literally
I don't know if
can't.
anybody
I
wants
literally
to.
have to go in like 5 seconds to go make burritos.
Oh god, I just farted so fucking hard.
I might have to just like do it by myself later. Just like I'll just insert it and then like me going like, "Wow, that's crazy!" Like every couple
yeah, can we
of
all
sentences
record
or
like
something,
sound like action figure sound effects and just be like, "Wow, spectacular!"
You go, Rhoda.
I'm sorry,
You
Rhoda.
go, Rhoda.
We do love you.
You like
You
that?
go, Rhoda. It's the same soundbite every 5 seconds.
Yeah. But
All right,
yeah,
Petra, what's your list? Rapid fire. Let's
fire.
go.
So,
Lightning round.
Age 7, one of the first memories I had in elementary school, they were teaching us about like reliable websites, and they showed me a website called SaveTheTreeOctopus.com,
Fuck yeah.
and I think about it like once every year. I had it pulled up. Let me send it in the chat. But basically, it was just like a fake like official looking website where they have like octopuses and trees, and they, the librarians are like, this is so funny, but like, and like all the kids would laugh and go, ah ha ha ha, that's ridiculous. And then that's how I learned to not trust anything on the internet at all. Club Penguin and Webkins are on there. We don't have to talk about that. Back to Flash games for a second. NotDoppler.com, best website out of all of them. Update every Thursday. You get like 10 games. I would look there weekly, and I would just play the shit out of all the top stuff. I could list like, Burrito Bison, Red Remover, like all this shit. I did it up until like middle school and like even early high school.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that game
Red Remover
ruled.
fucks.
Oh, I love Red Remover. I'm gonna
Like,
play it right now. Fuck.
Just there's so many, like I could just do a Flash games podcast basically because I played like hundreds of them.
Put it on the
Yeah.
list. That
Yeah,
actually
exactly.
should happen.
I
It's
was
just like-
really thinking
um,
I would spin off my creepypasta wiki story into a creepypasta episode. That sounds like it could be a whole topic.
That also should
Honestly.
happen,
But-
yeah.
yeah.
Both of those are things that I have nothing to contribute to, but I know that plenty of people in the Discord should have something to contribute.
Stream ourselves
Yes.
playing our favorite old Flash games. Honestly, that'd be great. Imagine
I would fucking
Oh,
love
like
that.
4 or
be
5
awesome.
people with
once
like
the
4 or 5
archive-
different game windows all on screen at the same time.
Ooh.
That'd be so
That's
funny.
actually-
Once the Butterflies channel is able to live stream, it's over. Like, content is done.
We're gonna be like Subway Surfers, like streamers, and have all these Flash games in the background and just like
It's just going to be
visual
one
overload.
live stream. There's going to be a continuous live stream going on in the Discord at all times.
Oh!
And people are just going to join and leave.
Oh dear God! I just opened up Red
Yeah.
Remover and the music almost burst my eardrums.
Yep. Oh, there was also a really cool secret like Morse code mode in that game. That's like how I got interested in Morse code, and I don't know it really, but like I know a little bit because of that game. But past that, Not Doppler is a whole rabbit hole.
Isn't that the website that had the
for some
Dust
reason,
game on it?
yeah, it did.
that
It did.
rules.
Dust is such a good simulator game.
Rules.
But Build-A-Bear.com, I randomly remembered because my little sister would get on there, and so I played on it some. Actually had a lot of really good Flash games. For some fucking reason, Build-A-Bear.com had like some pretty good games. That's all I have to say on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, surprisingly, that's just how it was.
When the
It was in
internet
style at the
was
time. Before YouTube, my first like, I think instance of piracy as a kid, same kid who made Club Llama, was like watching like the Mario Brothers cartoon that I didn't know existed in like 3rd grade, and I was like, what is that? I love Mario.
Oh my God.
And like he's like, oh yeah, it's this like Mario something.com, and I was like, what? And so it's like this bright green website with like a black video player, and it just had like all the Mario Super Show episodes on it, and it got taken down like a year after I found it. But I used to use it as like my personal TV on a computer all the
To
time.
go to fucking watchpokemon.com and watchnaruto.com.
Yeah.
I wonder if those probably aren't still around. You probably have to look a little harder than that.
Yeah, that was also probably
There was
my
a
first
watch-
instance of a website going down that I liked. That hurt.
My Little Pony Friendship is Magic had sites like that where you just go and just watch that show. They were
Oh man, there was a website I was like obsessed with as like a young kid. That was just like a guy's like intense collection of like die-cast cars from movies and TV shows, and I was like obsessed with it. And then it got like absolutely destroyed and turned into just a redirect for a Facebook group. And it's gone. It's gone. And there's no flashes of it on
It's like a corpse that's been
Wayback Machine or
repuppeted.
anything. It's just gone. It's just like bye.
Damn.
I just took my 5th piss of this podcast. This is a 5 piss podcast.
It's probably gonna be more like an 8
That's an
pisser.
average of 1 piss per half hour. So.
Yeah.
Okay, at the very least I need to wrap up now because I need to go make dinner for my wife.
Yeah. I gotta wrap up soon too.
Okay.
I'm hitting my heart out
I'm
soon.
almost done because now I'm in the YouTube stuff. I have 3 things left.
yes.
I went through the first 5.
Okay.
Go for it.
So
Blast through.
when I was looking up like Pokemon like tutorials and stuff online, there was a video about like how to get like through the action replay, like the Azure Flute or whatever, and like Ascend. And then he said at the beginning like this is a blah 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 disclaimer blah 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 blah. Don't be a noob. And I was like, is that a bad word? Is that a curse word? I remember running to my dad and being like, Dad, is noob a bad? It sounds like boob. So I was like, is it noob a bad word? And he's like, yeah, don't say it. And so for like a few years when I was growing up, I thought
That's
noob was a
amazing.
curse
It was
word.
a slur.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah,
so funny.
like a gamer
Depending
slur.
on who you call it to, they might react like you just called them a slur back then. Like it was serious an accusation to call someone a noob in
remember
like
hearing-
2007.
That's about when I saw it. So
Hearing my
yeah.
friend's 8-year-old nephew like sucking at a video game and saying, "God, I'm such a noob."
Remember when everything was epic and everything was tech
Yeah.
thing? Like it was never
Tell
the
little
thing. It was
randoms.
tech
Icon
thing.
has
And the noobs are
cheeseburger.
always getting pwned.
My mom's internet name was Mum for like a long time.
Christ.
I would actually, that'd be ironically cool to me now. Like that's a badge of honor to have something like
Yeah.
that nowadays.
I occasionally find myself speaking like a rage comic, and then I immediately want to kill myself.
You're somehow all like simultaneously almost a generation older than me, and your mom is also like a generation younger, or 2 generations younger than my mom, or somehow. Like, how is that possible?
She just that was her. She would hear us say that stuff
my
all the
God.
time, and so like she would just catch on to it because me and Vic and Shade all were using like internet slang
That's
all the
funny.
time around.
It's
then.
like you're all millennials
Epic
somehow.
Yeah, Shade's like Shades told me the other day he started off as a millennial until around when he was 14, and then
Oh, I
suddenly
feel
he
that's so
became a
fucking
Zoomer.
hard though.
Like
Yeah,
That's so real.
That's the life of a zillennial,
just
right
because
there.
like
But
yeah, exactly, and he was born 1997, so exactly on
Yeah.
the line of the two.
I'm 98, so I'm a little bit more Gen Z probably. But last couple things. I remember like my first moment of feeling like what love was and like how warm inside it made me like a romantic thing because I was like 9 and I was looking up AMVs of like Ash kissing Pokemon girls that were just
my
slideshow
God.
set
I
to
thought you were gonna
like
say Ash
kiss the
kissing
girl.
Pokemon.
Yeah. I think this one is saved in my clip. No, that's not saved in my clipboard anymore. I thought the one that I had watched when I was 8 or 9, because I didn't have a YouTube account. I just would watch stuff in the browser. But it was just funny because I remember going to my mom and being like, you know, I'm so happy. I don't know why I'm so happy, but it's just because I had started feeling like what romance felt like just watching like 2 characters be cute with each other
Aw,
was on
That's
YouTube.
adorable.
And then the last one was me getting grounded from YouTube. Again, same family that I had over with the Hi, I'm Daisy. We were on YouTube and we were watching like paranormal videos. And they were really scary. And I was like, 10 or 12. So I was like, oh, I'm scared. But I had a sibling with me that was like 6 because she would not leave us alone. And she got really sad and scared and started crying a bunch. So I got banned from YouTube for that. When I told her not the fuck to watch it because she was too young. So, always getting blamed for like having someone that's just younger than me.
Yeah.
And there was no door on the computer room. So, fucking,
Sucks.
yeah. And I had to ask my mom to go on YouTube, like, until at one point I just never bothered to like ask if I could stop asking until I was like 15 or something.
Stop giving a fuck.
And I was just like, I would just like sometimes sneak it, and I'd just be like, ooh, I'm so bad or whatever. But then, at some point I was just like, I'm like in high school. Can I just not ask you anymore? She's like, yeah, whatever. It's been like 3 or 4 years. So,
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
that's it.
going to wait to see if it was on your list or not. Just a quick mention of all the YouTube poops and the mini sound bites that live rent free in my head for the rest of my
Oh,
life.
I
because of that
forgot
shit.
about,
Spaghetti!
YouTube poops. This guy had a Pokemon.
Okay.
All
Should
that.
we
That's Mama Luigi to you, Mario.
Should we just end this pod by all at the same time quoting YouTube poops in a big cacophony?
Yes.
Yes.
Or else you will
Yes.
die.
It's over
My
9,000!
Spaghetti!
Spaghetti!
I made it to level 27. Red Remover.
In the time that we were talking, what the fuck?
Good job, Krona. Wow, you're so good at
Yay,
that.
I'm smart. I did it. I'm so smart. I'm so good at video games.
Oh, there's a lot of wave spikes right there.
But I never forgot the stench. The same stench of rotting fingers around my dick that came out of your mouth when you got your mouth around my
then I
dick.
hit her
That's some
with
mouth
the
on
car.
you. I don't know about you,
Fiddle diddle.
Hokashin, but nothing gets
Fiddle
on my
diddle.
nerves more than
Fiddle
fingers
diddle,
around
fiddle
my
Fuck
dick.
off!
Now stand your ground.
3 hours I'm at it with my sister. Fiddle, diddle, diddle, diddle.
My ding
My ding ding dong.
My ding ding dong. Okay,
Goodbye.
that's it. Thank you for listening, everybody.
I love you
Bye.
non-platonically.
Bunny.
And I mean that to all the audience members.
Stopping